and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for a personal reading, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway is going to be a giveaway when we get to 50K likes, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. The other giveaway we'll be doing right now is we will be doing a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, I will be giving a brief recap on what we've been seeing in the cards over the last few days. If you would like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Stack. But before we get started, first and foremost, most important question: how are you doing right now? There are, scale of 1 to 10, there are no wrong answers. We are coming out of that very intense eclipse cycle, but we are still very much in retrograde season. Also, potentially adding to that right now is the fact that the moon is in Scorpio. Oh, let's talk a little bit about it. It's not the fact that the Scorpio moon in Scorpio is necessarily a big deal. Everything has to do with the confluence of energy that we're experiencing at the time that we're going through something. And the thing with the Scorpio moon right now is the fact that the timing on it is not energetically ideal. Why isn't the time ideal? Because how do we describe it? Coming out of eclipse cycles can feel very, very exhausting. They can feel draining. It can create a lot of that feeling of frustration in relationality to the way that we feel about things or the way that we're working through things. It can create a little bit of that like washed out feeling is kind of the best way that I can describe it. And then we're going through, again, the one thing we also recognize is the fact that this particular retrograde cycle is still present, even though we've got the fact that the eclipse is going away. So, understanding that the eclipse are effectively amplifiers to what we're experiencing or feeling energetically, this could be creating a lot of that like immediate decompression point, or things feeling like they're getting very, very intense very, very quickly. Now, one of the things that we can look forward to is the fact that the moon is going to be moving into Sagittarius tomorrow, which should allow a little bit more of an easement in relationality to what we're experiencing or feeling right now. This is also having a potentially different impact depending on where one finds oneself on the frequency cycles. Now, particularly and especially for energy and separation, we are seeing a lot of fragmentation at this time. And what do we mean by fragmentation? This is something that we commonly see when we see that the energy is shifting out of one energetic lesson into another. Now, one of the significant things that we saw prior to this eclipse coming through was the shift of the energy in separation, coming out of temperance lessons into what was potentially, and again, even getting more strong indications related to this right now, into moon partnerships. Now, what did we see was the prioritization point of a lot of those temperance relationships, the observation of what it feels like to be able to work towards something with a space of mutual effort. These moon partnerships are more in an introspective perspective. It's the space by which we understand that the work that we do in healthy partnership is working through the understanding and clarity of the self. Because when we're working through the clarity of the self, we're not in a space of self-deniability. We're not in a space by which we're not necessarily able to move towards our manifestation goals. I would not even be surprised right now if there's some energy that is effectively in separation, potentially and especially from experiences or circumstances wherein counterpart or potentially past relationship energy wasn't in a space of being able to embody a manifestation goal. This can often come from the wounds that are experienced via the self-deception, right? The self-deception that doesn't allow us to see the clarity of the self in order to move towards something effectively. But for a lot of this energy, it's not the fact that there isn't some restoration that is occurring in some of these vibrations right now. But the significant thing that we're seeing in relationality, some of that restoration energy has to do with the understanding of what time can and cannot heal. We're working through a lot of Saturnine lessons right now. We've got Saturn and Neptune in retrograde. What effectively is able to be healed by Saturn are situations or circumstances where we bring an over proportionality of emotion to something that was not energetically important. And that ability of potentially taking accountability, being able to be observant and objective. This could be some energy that is literally healing a relationship via the wisdom that they found along the way. But all of that is coming from the space of being able to potentially recognize something that one is working through in the space of one's own temperament. What cannot be healed by time are situations or circumstances where we feel a lot of volatility, potentially when we have a standard in play. Those spaces are faces where we understand the fact that it's reasonable to be energetically triggered. We talk a lot about this here. Being healed does not mean that one makes that all of your triggers go away. It's understanding the context by which one feels trigger, being able to articulate upon it, being able to define upon it, being able to speak towards it. And this is why we see that there may be some energy right now that is working through some kind of feeling of navigating devastation. But what is the potential devastation that we're potentially seeing in some of those separation like states? The space by which one was moving forward, being energetically productive, but holding on hope or recognizing the vector by which another person can come towards them and take energetic accountability to allow something to be able to progress forward. And this is why we see if these are situations or circumstances where energy, and again, it's retrograde, so things from the past can often come back towards us. Situations where instead of being able to come into that space of being able to be productive in terms of what it is that they're working on, instead potentially trying to mollify or smooth over, this could be a lot of the energy that is coming into a space of energetic or karmic closure at this time. But it's heavy, right? There may be trauma that may be being released at this time, but the trauma that's released is sometimes painful because it's the context of what can and cannot be healed. Now, this brings us to some of the energies or relationships that are coming together at this time. And this is why we see that there may be a little bit of this. There's a lot of delicacy that we're observing in relationality, some of these partnerships that are coming together at this time. That observation, again, working through the space that we see a lot of this energy and separation, having undergone wounds from another individual's self-deception, right? The ability to articulate that one desires something, but then in the space by which you move towards it, instead of moving in the direction of it, they move away from it. We see that for a lot of the relationships doing that work, there may be a little bit of this process by which they're sussing each other out. They're building into the context of recognizing and understanding each other's intentionality. Because for a lot of that energy, it's not just enough. Like they've learned that it's not just enough to hear words, but being able to see action, being able to almost try to learn more about one another as they're starting to build into the space of trust. Now, this brings us to the energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now. These were those temperance relationships that were coming together from between the time of the Uranus going into retrograde up until the time of the solstice period. Now, for these relationships, that mutual effort is potentially paying off in big ways. But what we're effectively identifying over the last few days, potentially, I think like right around the time that the moon actually went into Scorpio, there may be a lot of this energy right now that is going through. The best way I can describe it is it almost feels like a solar plexus opening. It's not necessarily a heart opening, it's a solar plexus opening. Why are we effectively seeing that at this time? Because for a lot of those relationships, being able to share more of each other's personal history. I keep on hearing that there's conversations in relationality to trauma that is happening in those spaces because the observation or the ability to articulate upon something, I keep on seeing that this wasn't the energy that was glossing over their own history, but rather they weren't trying to center some type of trauma in the like at the same time that they were getting to know someone. So this is why we see that there may be a deepening of a connection that's occurring by being able to kind of tell someone like the full expanse of what another person went through, the full articulation of something that may have hurt them, because it's identifying the stabilization point of the relationship that feels like it is energetically ready to feel the breadth of the entire experience. Now, this brings us to the energy that is moving, that is deep within divine union right now. For the purposes of our readings, we typically read the most recent energy that was moving deep into divine union. Those were those magician partnerships that were coming together from between the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. For a lot of these relationships, it was the mutual ability to feel like one can be authentic in relationship that was shaping the center of these partnerships. And everything I keep on seeing in relationality to these relationships right now speaks for the fact that they're going through a maturation process. It's not easy. It's a recognition that and I feel like, again, for some of these relationships, they've been in partnership before, but they've never been more centered into partnership. And it's the observation of feeling the centered partnership that potentially affects the orbit of the energy around the self. And so that's what I keep on seeing. They're working through the lessons of Saturn. They're working through the understanding that when you're working through Saturn's lessons, something that can be healed with time, if these are situations or circumstances wherein another person is feeling rumination at a time of celebration, we effectively see that for some of those relationships, they may be articulating fully upon what they see outside of partnership, but they're not able to necessarily do anything about it because they may even remember a time that they themselves felt that way, seeing someone centering in that fashion. So there we see that there may be a little bit of that space by wisdom is coming in, but it potentially feels bittersweet because they don't necessarily want to affect something outside of partnership because it could worsen it, especially as it relates to another's feelings. But they're looking towards Saturn. They're resolving their connection to Saturn. They're almost going through a Saturn return, if you will, as they look at something and say, in time, that might be something that can be alleviated if someone comes through that same pathwork of understanding. Now, that is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning today's daily collective read. But if you'd like, but let me know in the comments how this energy is impacting you personally. If you would like to find that full reading, you can find it over in the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Stack. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. If you would like to get on the list for today, you will be the second person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. If you get on the list right now, you'll be the second person. I will stress today, we are going to be keeping the list somewhat short. So if you want to get on the list, please do so sooner rather than later. We will also be honoring 1 cards in today's. Oh, thank you so much, Grace. We will be honoring 1 cards in today's reading. We will not be coming on later this afternoon. So if you're here for a 1 card, make sure that you stick around. Also, I appreciate the fact that we're having some issues in relationality to the 1 cards in terms of some of the changes that are going through the app. So if you are someone who has a subscription, please make sure that you verify that through our Disco so that I can honor your 1 card today. How are you doing, Yasmin? Good to see you. And welcome, Jet Set Gypsy. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Sarah, thank you so much for those gifts. And KG, thank you for liking the live. Always appreciate when you guys like the live. How are you doing today, Lonnie and William? Welcome, Anne and Kittens. Welcome as well, CQ and Nikki. Good to see you today. How are you doing, Emily? Welcome, Bridget. How are you doing, Diane? Hello there, Lexi. Alexandra, screenshot. The screenshot that's calling me Superfan and Bridge too. It is very confusing right now. I am again doing my best to try to understand the changes that are occurring. I'm going to let you guys know as soon as I know as well. And you're so welcome, dear. Thank you for helping to share the live, Bridget. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. How are you doing today, Haley? I see that it says we're super fans for some reason. I mean, the super fan thing is back now. I don't know. It's going back and forth. Good to see you, Hannah. How are you doing, Ava? Grand Rising Celestial. The list is open, Hannah, and you are the first person on the list today, which means you'll also have an additional card in your reading. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the second person read for. Good to see you, Heather. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Grand Rising, Leia. I love that whenever your partner comes, you see that, Bridget? Now I feel awkward. If I came into partnership around February, March, what would I be in? If you came into, so it depends. March was when we had the shift. So if it was, I've got Nikki, I've got the actual dates. Like I put the actual dates in the Mystic Meditation article. If you go over to my stack, you'll have the actual dates there. The actual date that we saw the energetic partnership shift occur was at the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. I want to say that was late March. if that helps. We started the temperance relationships after that point, and anything before that was magician. No, I completely understand. I resonate with all of it though in different ways. And Sylvia, thanks for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Thank you as well. I feel emboldened. Hi there, Per. How are you doing today? Welcome. And 1 minute, just hi there, Emily. Good to see you. Yeah, he came over briefly to slice the pumpkin. He was nice. I was so nervous. I want to see pictures of this pumpkin. Did you eat it or were you carving it? I've got questions. Welcome to those joining us across the other apps. How are you doing today, Mr. Man? We don't do free questions here, I'm afraid. If you become a member over on the place where we keep the videos, when we do one card, you'll be eligible for a one card, or you can send the donation and you'll also be able to have a reading. Per, thank you for getting on the list. You'll be the second person read for today. We're about to get started on the Divine Energy Update, which will be happening shortly if you stick around. Thank you. And just a reminder to those who are joining us across the other apps, you can also get on the list via my tree that has links in it in my bio. I know it's really confusing, Per. And I just want to tell you guys, I really, really appreciate you kind of sticking with me as we try to work through some of these new rules. Thank you for that gift, dear. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Yep, we're supposed to have a date today and tomorrow. Oh, no. We'll make sure that you're resting, okay? Grand Rising, little vamp. Good to see you. It was for eating the pumpkin. I used it for pumpkin soup. Oh, that sounds delicious. Put pics in the recipes over on the disco. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's Daily Collective in the next few minutes. But if you'd like to get on the list is open. You'll be the third person read for. I will stress we are keeping the list very short today. So if you would like to get on the list, please do so sooner rather than later if you want to secure a spot on the list today. We're going to have as many of those readings as we can before I have to close it. We're also going to be doing the one cards in this particular live. So if you are looking for a one card today and you are a super fan or a subscriber who donates, you will have your one card reading today. And again, thank you guys so much for your patience. I know that the app has made some very bizarre changes on this. I'm doing my best to get to the bottom of it, and I really appreciate your patience as we figure it out. Oh my God, your heat came on for the first time today. I have feels about it. I have feels about it. I've got feelings. I know pumpkin soup sounds amazing. I'm not a big pumpkin spice person, but I like pumpkin soup. I don't want pumpkin in my coffee. Keep your gourd out of my coffee, you know? Like that's just my thought on it. You're so welcome, Mr. Man. Yep, going for the gifter today. I appreciate that, Grace. Thank you. That coffee was very cute. Hi there, Maya. I'm happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the third person read for. These are donation-based readings. So all you need to do if you would like to get on the list is send that donation, and I'll be happy to read for you. Dang gourds. Emily, you just made pumpkin banana bread. That sounds delicious. Yep. Oh, summer heat. My cat was stoked. She was immediately on the vent. Oh my God. Yeah, you should see Strega. I've got a little mini heater. And as soon as that mini heater comes on, you have never seen a dumpy animal move faster than that cat when they hear a vent go off. It's like just flies. Like you just can't even imagine it. Just moves so quickly. Absolutely. A couple of updates, friends, before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who participated in our recent class on the star card. Our next tarot class is going to be held on Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the moon card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. It's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied thus far prior to beginning those classes. But if you wanted to catch up, now is the time to join, because you join now, you've got a whole month of lead time to watch as many of those classes as you'd like to have between now and that class. And you'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. If you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you'll also oh my gosh, I am just, oh my, I am, you, I love it. I'm sorry. How can I concentrate when someone puts that? That's amazing. Not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, but you'll also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 19 hours worth of material in an ever expanding you have nothing to apologize for, Grace. I loved it. I was very happy about it. You can totally distract me with a pirate hat anytime you want. In an ever expanding library, one of the things I tried to do, and you'll also, as a founding member, have the access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in order to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage going towards your tarot goals for moving forward. One of the things I tried to do with these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also have updates to my Mystic Meditation articles, which I release bi-monthly, that give you an update on the energy that we're experiencing thus far. Just wrote one recently on navigating this new moon that feels a lot like a full moon. This new moon felt a lot like a full moon. We're coming out of an eclipse during a new moon. It's going to feel like it was an incongruous eclipse. It was an incongruous new moon. We're going through incongruous energy right now. Okay. It's weird energy. I also want to let you guys know, I also want to thank you guys so much for let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to offer dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for a personal reading, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind, there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway will be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes. So make sure that you're tapping that screen and we will get to 50K in no time. The other reading giveaway we're doing right now is going to be a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Just looking here. Yep. Yep, I know. I was actually about to say, I was about to write down Grace's because I saw that she gave so many that but then she stepped away. I have to, like, I was about to capture how many gifts that she gave, but thank you so much. So she's definitely the highest gifter right now. I appreciate that, Bridget. Hi there, dear. All right, perfect. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Excellent. Perfect. Hi there, Emily. Good to see you. Dang gores. I love that, Ella. It turned off and I was like, oh, I feel bad. Oh, we're in Oregon, Portland. Amazing. It's fall. It's time. I put us up some decorations. We should make a decoration channel. Oh my gosh, we can absolutely do that. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if we need a decoration channel. I made a crafts and crafting channel. You know, we've got that one there, right? I'm just trying to check. Yeah, we've got craft and crafting. Wouldn't I feel like decorations would kind of fall under craft and crafting. No, you have nothing to apologize for, Grace. I appreciate it. I spent a couple of weeks in Portland for work. I know Portlandia is amazing. Oh, you haven't seen it. You definitely need to watch it. I know. No, the problem is, Bridget. You know what may have happened? Yeah, I think that what happened is, and this is why I try to capture it. If Grace left the room and came back, I think the number goes back to nothing, to zero. So that's, I think, the reason that we're not seeing that there. So again, if there's Grace, if there's any way you can give me the number in terms of how many gifts you sent, I can just notate it. But you're definitely number one. Like we all observe that. Absolutely. I know Fred Armisen is amazing. I've heard I gotta watch it. It's very I can't believe you're there and you haven't watched it. Yep, absolutely. I'm down with that. Okay. You have to turn it on. Oh, you have to turn it on in the settings? That's wild. I didn't know that. Thank you, Ava. I know it should keep it. This is an ongoing, it's an ongoing issue, and that's why, again, typically with my mods, we'll be like, with the mods, we'll often be keeping track numerically as to how many of the gifts come through for that very reason. It's frustrating. No problem. I appreciate that, Grace. But again, observe that you're definitely first right now. I know, it's hilarious. Portland and Seattle have beef, though many, absolutely. The new moon that felt like a full moon, right? I know, Selena. It's just I mean, it's because we're coming out of that eclipse. And I'm going to tell you right now, this energy right now is weird. It's triggering. It's weird. We've got the Scorpio, like this week, like this week's energy. I mean, the vibes have not been immaculate, given the fact, and I just need to keep on stressing this right now. Even though the eclipse is gone, we're still in the midst of a very heavy energetic retrograde. Right. And so, like, working on, like, building into proportionality, the Libra energy is going to effectively help us in some way, shape, form, or fashion through it right now. Because, like, we often, when we're working through Libra lessons, we're working through proportionality. But again, if you're feeling a lot of this intensity coming out of that eclipse cycle, I'm going to say this again: make sure that you're prioritizing self-rest, make sure that you're prioritizing hydration, make sure that you're not assuming things or jumping to conclusions about stuff, making sure that you're asking questions. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. I will point out the list today is going to be kept very short. So if you'd like to get on the list today, the list is open. You will be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also at 4.1K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure that you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. We're also doing a free reading for the highest gifter. Grace is in the lead right now. Excellent. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, though, we are going to warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The ram. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do it again after after our daily collective. And if you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. That said, just bear with me one moment and we will get started. There we go. All right. Hi there. I have not been to Seattle. Hold on a minute. I have not been to Seattle, but what did you say? I want to go. I liked it a lot when I went there. It's a little bit, it's a little like the weather. I gotta admit, it's a little cold for me. It's a little cold for me, but I think that I like things a little bit warmer to a certain extent, but it is really beautiful there. Especially the wildlife, especially the wildlife. Excellent. All right. That said, it helps if I have my mic on as well. So just bear with me. Let me grab that mic. Perfect. Where'd it go? Where did my mic go? It's one of those days. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not sure where the mic went. It's okay. All right. That said, bear with me 1 second and we will get started. All right. Perfect. And as I mentioned, if you would like to get on the list right now, you will be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. You never got what, oh, you never get these. It's okay, Selena, keep on practicing. That's why we do the checks, to be able to help warm up those intuition muscles. Today, I clicked on the arrow in the right corner of this live and then under settings. Oh, that where you found it. I appreciate that, Ava. Ava, also, if there's any possibility you can post that in the disco, that would be great too. It's going to be 73 tomorrow. Oh, so then why is your heat on? I'm excited to see all the seasons this year. That's cold. I mean, for me, that's cold. I mean, like, I'm a baby when it comes to the heat. I want it really, really warm all the time. That said, no better time than the present. Just a reminder, if you'd like to get on the list is open. You'll be the third person read for. Great time to get on the list. We're also keeping the list very short today. So if you want to secure a spot on the list to be read today, please do so sooner rather than later. And just a reminder, we will be honoring 1 cards. Oh, it's because your account's set to private. Oh, that's fascinating. It's okay, Grace, if there's any way you can give me the number in terms of how many you've sent, I'll just make sure to take a notation of it. Okay? You haven't seen snow since 2020. Oh, that's wild, Alexandra. I know, I haven't seen much here either, to be perfectly honest. All right, that said, no better time than the present. As I mentioned, if you guys can share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who'd like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Friday, September 26, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first 2 cards in our 5-card spread? First 2 cards we are starting our day off with today are the 8 of Cups in its upright, in combination with the 6 of Swords in its upright. We're back, like, this is like we're back into retrograde central, basically. Let me walk you through a little bit about what we've been seeing energetically. So the thing about that eclipse cycle that we just moved through is that it was very incongruous energy. And the reason that we're articulating that it was incongruous is due to the fact that eclipses don't typically have a certain a certain feeling that they bring to things. They're amplifiers. They just amplify the energetic feeling that the eclipse moves towards. We entered that eclipse cycle during a very, very heavy retrograde cycle. I keep on being asked by those I work with and those I do, like my clients, like, when is this eclipse? Like, when is this retrograde season ending? And the answer is as slowly as it began. Like, these planets did not all just hit a switch and go into retrograde at the same time. They're going to unspool out of retrograde in the same determinative fashion by which they all built up into it. And so there is, like, I like to stretch, like, this is a very long stretch of planets and planetary bodies that we're currently experiencing that are going through that retrograde cycle. This can create a lot of work in the space of, and given the fact that there are also a lot of them are retrograding in Aries, It's working through energetic frustration. It's working through the spaces by which we get upset at the self. I would not be surprised as well with the fact that we've got Neptune and Saturn both in retrograde together, working through timing issues. Because a lot of that, like a lot of the space by which we see Neptune and Saturn in such close proximity, it can create a lot of the frustration as it relates to time or doing things or getting kind of ahead of the self. Now, one of the things that is a little bit of an easement point that we're currently experiencing potentially has to do in the realm of the fact that we've moved into Libra season. It's not to say that one sign is better than another, but the thing about this type of energy, having gone through it in Virgo season, is Virgo energy often works towards trying to seek perfection. And so again, if you're kind of going through that modality or you're feeling a lot of the frustration as it relates to circumstances that don't feel like they're ideal, this can often be brought on when we're going through Virgo lessons, because it's continuation of understanding that perfection is not something that we find, it's what we do with something. It's the ability to do something the best way that we can. Now, Libra offers us a little bit of more of that balancing space, the space by which we recognize and identify what it is that we're trying to do better, right? It's a lot of that. I keep on hearing like it's a lot of that work in relationality to making things energetically easier. With the eight, like the eight of cups and the six of swords also talks to us a lot about the, like very much about the nature of change, or what it feels like as we're navigating change. So what we're effectively seeing that is potentially occurring right now, particularly in relationality to this work that we see, has to do with, and we're going to talk a lot about this because I feel like it's having a lot, like there's a lot of activation right now that's happening for the energy in separation. This is a further continuation and potentially seeing that we're reading into a lot of moon lessons here. And what do we see with the moon card? The moon card is a card, and we're going to be talking a lot about this in the class that we'll be teaching next month in relationality to it. The moon card is a card about introspection. It's the understanding that via the ability to recognize and identify the work of the self, that is how we're effectively able to move through things more effectively. It's not enough just to have a manifestation goal. It's not enough just to have an aspiration, but one also has to be able to embody or move towards the things it takes to energetically get there. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now. This is what I meant in terms of seeing like about three different modalities that we see in separation right now. And it's very common for us to see a lot of the fragmentation occur when we see a shift in the energy that is in separation, given the fact that we recognize that that energy shifted right around the time that Uranus stationed retrograde prior to moving into this eclipse cycle. I either see it's not the fact that there aren't some energies right now in separation that are working through restoration, but it is I keep on hearing they're receiving true apologies. And what is effectively a true apology? It's the ability to articulate an apology, but not necessarily with any determination in terms of getting something back from it, right? There's a lot of like, I've got here like this energy that is particularly articulating something to another to be able to express like the full force of their energetic meaning. There's almost like I keep on hearing like the true apology that carries sorrow towards it, because, and I keep on hearing like some of that sorrow is energetically directed towards the self in relationality to what they're observing or what they're working to change within the self. So I keep on hearing even the apologies are moon apologies because they're apologies that recognize what one is trying to fix within. Now, this brings us to the energy that is closing out energetic cycles right now. And this is why I keep on hearing that if these are situations where they were waiting for another to come towards them with that sense of restoration, but instead they're receiving mollification, right? Not potentially the ability to articulate upon what's changed, but almost seeing if another person has no longer has feelings upon something that they felt energetic strong feelings towards. This could be a time of karmic cycles reaching a point of closure. But what I keep on hearing, what's nice about those, I mean, it's not that it's nice that they're reaching that point of karmic closure, but it's the observation of having different standards. It's the observation, being able to see something that they're working on like understanding like what their manifestation goals are, and being able to see the lack in relationality to what's effectively missing. This is what's allowing a lot of that energy I keep on seeing, like working through the letting go process of some of that energy, but also feeling, I keep on hearing, like also feeling restored or feeling validated as it relates to a decision or determination that they made towards their manifestation goal, right? The space by which we understand that when we move towards our manifestations, we often receive clarity on things. And that ability of having that clarity, it's heavy, but it's fortifying. This brings us to a lot of the energy that is deep within divine union right now. We're moving deeper into divine union. These are those temperance relationships that we articulated. I keep on getting center card for today's spread. Yeah, I keep on getting the space. I keep on seeing that for a lot of these energies, we've got the King of Swords coming through in its reversal. We've been having this, I believe I got to just check, but like I feel like with this King card has been coming up a bit in our readings. But the reason I keep on seeing the fact that the King card's coming up so much in our readings right now, it has to do, well, it's interesting because it's very much in alignment with the reading that we had yesterday. We ended the reading yesterday with the Page of Swords in its reversal, right? We ended the reading yesterday with the Page of Swords in its reversal. So we see almost in a way like the pinnacle of the Page of Swords moving into the King of Swords in its reversal can talk a lot about the space by which we feel um, energetically, and we're going to talk about this too. It's the space by which we articulate or identify um, how we express or how we share upon things. Now, the reason I keep on seeing this, remember I said it's interesting because I just keep on getting the fact that the energy moving deeper into divine union right now is going through a solar plexus opening. And why are we getting the fact that they're going through a solar plexus opening? Because I keep on hearing the same thing. It's not the fact that they were keeping things. I keep on hearing it's not the fact that they were keeping things from one another in relationality to something that they experience. But I keep on getting the same message in relationality to some of these temperance relationships, which is there's a time to speak upon things. And I keep on hearing that there's something about that time that almost is allowing that observation of readiness, as it were. Because I keep on hearing that the work, like this, I got to tell you, these temperance relationships, they've been through some stuff. They have been through some serious, serious trauma. And I keep on seeing it's not the space. I keep on hearing it's like they didn't go into depth in relationality to the trauma that they experienced, because I keep on seeing that they wanted to spare each other from a lot of that intensity. And this is what I keep on hearing. It's potentially getting more intense in those partnerships because it's the energy that's almost like in the space by which they're ready to articulate to another they're ready to articulate to another the full space of intensity by which they experience something that they're working to resolve or energetically heal from. So there's a lot of that, like I just keep on getting it's the history that is getting fortified by understanding the energetic shape of it. This brings us to the fourth and fifth cards of our 5-card spread. These are our magician partnerships that were coming together between the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. Yeah, a lot of sword, like man, this is a lot of sword energy here right now. A lot of sword energy here right now. We've got the 9 of swords in its upright and the 8 of swords in its reversal. Now it's interesting because we gotta talk a little, like we gotta talk a little bit about what we're seeing that's happening right now. You know, particularly and especially with a lot of this like scorpionic moon energy, because it's working through the context of transformation, right? Like the context of transformation right now has to do, and I keep on seeing, like, remember how I said that the energy that is the energy moving deeper into divine union, they're going through a maturation process that's transforming the energy outside of partnership. And I keep on seeing it's hard because I keep on hearing the energy saying to each other, we can't touch Saturn's lessons. And why is the energy saying we can't touch Saturn's lessons? Because if you're moving into union and it's a point of celebration and you see somebody in a state of rumination, touching that doesn't fix it. Sometimes it makes it worse. So that's why I keep on seeing these energies that are working through something to a certain extent, and this is how they're trying to like clear it between themselves. They're articulating upon the fact that they may understand fully what is happening in something outside of partnership, but they're also identifying that some things we can't do anything about. And that's why I just keep on hearing for a lot of those partnerships right now, they're working through the lesson that we can't touch Saturn's lessons, which is sometimes if there's something that time can resolve, if we touch it, we don't fix it, we make it energetically worse. Continuing to get clarification between our Eight of Cups in combination with our Six of Swords in its upright. We've got here the World card in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about this World card in its reversal. Because the World card in its reversal speaks to us in relationality to what we're working on resolving, or what we're working on doing better, like what we're working on like adjusting and accommodating for. And this is the thing that we effectively see potentially happening, especially with a lot of this World card in its reversal. The energy, how do I describe this best? The energy in separation right now. And I feel like that's the hard part when we're going through retrograde seasons, like the one that we're currently experiencing. And then we've got Scorpio moon energy, because it's typically Scorpio energy has a tendency of feeling energetically mysterious. Okay, I want to focus on that. There's always and we've been talking a lot about this, scorpionic energy always has that air of mystery to it. And the problem is when we're going through a retrograde and then we've got Scorpio moon, it can start feeling really, really energetically cryptic. Okay. Don't let yourself get too affected. And it's not helpful. It's also not helpful the fact that we've also got Pluto in retrograde too. Okay. It's and I keep on describing the fact that Pluto in retrograde often feels like a haunted house in the summertime, right? It's like something that feels creepy, but it's out of sync with the energy around it. But the thing about it now is it's working through a lot of that energetic creepiness to a certain extent, but not letting it effectively, not letting it get affect you is all I keep on seeing. So I keep on hearing making sure that one is being energetically productive, making sure that one is able to articulate upon things that and I keep on getting it's just the fact that it's weird energy. Now, one of the things that I see even here though, and I need to stress this for energy and separation, I almost keep on seeing the weird being, the space and I need to stress this too. When we start to heal, things start getting weirder for us because it's the space by which we're how do I describe this? When someone is doing something specifically and particularly straight from the ego, it lacks a lot of sense. The ego, and we talk about this, a healed ego is one that is firmly attached to logic. A healed ego is one that is firmly attached to logic. But when we're not in a healthy egoic state, we become we do things more weirdly, specifically and particularly because we're not thinking, we're not working towards adaptability so much as we're trying to identify it's like the space by which we're being energetically overprotective. So that's why I keep on seeing, and that's what I mean in relationality to I keep on seeing there is literally some situations right now where energy is potentially coming back towards someone during the retrograde, and the weirdness of them coming back and trying to act like nothing has happened is the space of closure, right? Because it's not the space, I keep wondering, it's the difference between someone trying to rectify versus someone trying to mollify. And what is the difference that we experience in the space of someone trying to rectify versus mollify? When someone's trying to rectify, they take energetic accountability for something, right? They articulate upon it and they say this is the work that needs to occur going forward. It's a space by which one is able to articulate and recognize what one is working on doing better. But when one is trying to mollify, it's not the space that one wants to effectively change something so much as the space of one wanting to go back to something. So there's that space by which another person is trying to effectively smooth something over or act like something hasn't energetically happened, that often creates that closure point in relationality to understanding and defining what is energetically achievable versus what one is potentially working to heal from. So that's what I keep on seeing in relationality to some of this energy. I do see a proportionality of energy that is coming into the context of healing. I see the proportionality by which energy is identifying and recognizing what one can do better. And that space is potentially taking accountability, potentially even from something that happened in another eclipse cycle, as it relates to an over proportionality of emotionality in relationality to something is small, not important. But that's why I keep on seeing that the space by which another person comes back towards another, not seeking to bring clarity, but just seeing, like, it's like the space by which another person just sees if someone's energetically available. I keep on seeing it's like the observation of something that is energetically weird that almost allows the context of clarity. And so there's something I keep on hearing, that there's something I keep on hearing, like the weirdness of not bringing clarity is allowing some energy right now to get over something, is all I keep on seeing, right? It's like the weirdness that allows one to effectively move along from it. And so a lot of that space, I just keep on seeing it's frustrating, but it's also energetically fortifying. Now, this brings us to a lot of those new relationships that are coming together right now. And a lot of those new relationships, I keep on seeing there's a lot of delicacy here. There's a lot of energetic care. And the reason we keep on seeing that there's a lot of that energetic care, as it were, has to do with the space, or recognizing and identifying that for some of these energies, they've been wounded by another person's self-deception. And what's so difficult when we experience wounds in relationality to another person's self-deception is not necessarily the space by which another person intended to cause harm to us. But this is why we talk about why it's so important for us to do our shadow work effectively. Because when we do our shadow work effectively, we understand I keep learning, we understand our own frailties, right? We understand our own energetic securities. It's not that we're perfect, but we're working on them. But when we're not, when we don't do that work, we sometimes articulate upon the fact that we want something, but then we don't energetically have the understanding of self that allows us to be able to move in accordance to it. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of those relationships, that observation, that identification point in relationality to that is why there is a lot of this delicacy as it relates to building into these new relationships, because there's a lot of that amplification of care, if you will, that is almost creating the space of being able to not just, I keep wondering, not just speak towards what it is that they desire, but also potentially articulating upon what is going to, like looking to, like, I keep wondering, it's like they're looking at each other's books in the space of saying, like, they're sussing each other out to see, right, if what they're articulating feels like it's in accordance to what they see around them, right? It's like it's a lot of, like, I keep on hearing, like, it's a lot of that. It's giving me a lot of auric work, right? Which is like, the auric work is the space by which you see, like, not just that we articulate something, but the aura around someone gives us indications of what it is that they're like, what it is that they're trying to bring forth. Now, for the energy that is moving deeper into divine union right now, For a lot of that energy moving deeper into divine union, I just keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy clarification between our Six of Swords and in its upright and our King of Swords in its reversal. Yeah, there's that man. There's that Four of Pentacles again. We had that coming up earlier this week. The thing with the Four of Pentacles is I just keep on hearing when I'm reading for these temperance relationships, I'm finally ready to tell you, right? And why are they saying I'm finally ready to tell you? Because it's the observation. I keep on hearing it's not the fact that they haven't told one another. It's not the fact that they haven't articulated to each other what their energetic histories are. But something that's important about that is I keep on seeing that they keep on saying that the space by which they didn't tell another person how much something impacted them, how much something it hurt them. Like this is what we can often see when we've got Eris and Chiron that are both retrograding in such close proximity to one another. It's being able to see how far the wound goes, right? Just how deep the wound goes in relationality to something. So this is almost like the space by which if someone, I keep wondering, if someone articulated upon something that happened to them in the past, this is the moment, like I keep on hearing, like this is the energy moving deeper into divine union that is finally ready to expand or expound to one another, just like the full intensity of something that they experienced from the past. Now, this brings us to the energy that's moving deep within divine union. Those magician partnerships, clarification between our King of Swords in its reversal and our Nine of Swords in its upright. We've got here the Death card in its reversal. And we like to see the Death card in its reversal here because it's a continuation of what we keep on seeing. Like the energy that's moving deep within divine union right now, they're going through ironic situations, right? They're going through situations as they move deeper into divine union. I keep on hearing the space by which they're going through a maturation point by saying you can't touch Saturn's lessons, which is the space by which they may potentially observe something that is happening outside of partnership. They're understanding the full understanding as to why, but they're also recognizing the difference between something that they can do about or something that another person has to heal from. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of that work, like navigating through those sensitivities, they're healing their relationship to Saturn because not only do they observe it, but they're remembering back to a way that they themselves felt that way. And they're giving each other support along the way. Continuing to get clarification between our Nine of Swords in its upright and our Eight of Swords in its reversal. We've got here the Ace of Swords in its reversal. We've been getting a lot of ace cards recently. This week has just been like ace central. We've had 2 different days where we had like 3 of the 4 ace cards on the table, which is pretty unique. Now, one of the things that we're effectively identifying here in relationality to some of this work that we're seeing has to do with the observation. And this is what I keep on seeing with the energy in separation. I feel like there's something important with the energy in separation, in the observation of what feels energetically possible, right? Like the difference, I keep on hearing the difference between, um, and this is what I keep on seeing that's really hard for energy and separation right now. And it's a continuation of what it takes to build into healthy manifestation with counterpart, right? It's not just the space by which we articulate upon the things that we're energetically trying to do, but it's also the space by which we feel that sense of celebration as we do so. And so I feel like there's something really important about that work right now because I keep on seeing that for the energy that's receiving those I keep on hearing energy that's receiving those heartfelt apologies. I keep on seeing that it's almost like leading to this like moment of soul searching as it relates to something that was experienced versus how one moves forward from it, right? I keep on getting that articulation point of I keep on seeing like the apology, like the true apology that doesn't have anything connected to it. It's just effectively, I keep on hearing it's almost given to another to help to help us on our own journey, is what I keep on seeing, right? So there's something about the energy that's receiving those true apologies that feels really, really cathartic. While at the same time, I keep on hearing, like, I either keep on hearing cathartic or that's it, right? Cathartic or that's it, which is the observation of energy that is potentially working through something. They weren't waiting. I keep on hearing they were in separation. They weren't waiting for an energetic rectification point, but they were potentially hoping. And what is the difference? Again, we're going through Uranus and Gemini cycles. What is the difference between waiting and hoping? Waiting is like staying stagnant and anticipating something to occur. Energy being patient was moving forward, but holding potentially some hope of something from the past that still had an opportunity to come back towards them in such a way that could allow for the understanding of progress to occur, especially if these were separations that occurred in the space by which there was a conversation on manifestation goals. And that's why, if someone was getting emotional about getting clarity on a manifestation goal and another person moves away from us, if this is the energy that has someone come back, and instead of them saying, I'm ready to talk about it, they say, how you're doing. Like, this is the energy that I keep on hearing. That's the energy that says, that's it. Like, that's the energy that says, like, that's it. And it's like, and that I keep on hearing, like, that's it is like the space by which they feel like I keep on hearing, it's like, it's like they're working through the devastation of the fact that another person is not trying to rectify, but trying to mollify, which is coming back to see if another person is still in a space by which they're being like energetically, like being energetically emotional. I keep on hearing the energy that keeps on saying, I wasn't being emotional, I was being fundamental, right? There wasn't something there, like it wasn't. I keep on hearing, it's like when we're talking towards our manifestation goals, it's not, when we're talking towards our manifestation goals, it's not a phase. It's like, you want to hear, it's not a phase. When we're talking towards our manifestation goals, it's not a phase. It's like who we are. And so there's something beautiful about that, because I just keep on seeing it's the energy that is like they're working to effectively resolve something, but even in the space by which they're working to resolve something, they feel fortified by it, right? Now, for the energy that is moving into partnership right now, this is why I keep on getting, there's a lot of this delicacy here. There's a lot of this trepidation. There's a lot of this energetic caution, if you will, because some of that care that we're effectively articulating or experiencing here, these are energies that have been wounded by another person's self-deception. That's why they're moon partnerships. So I keep on seeing that they're navigating each other carefully, because they don't want to be, I keep on hearing, they don't want to be hurt in by another self-deception, which is the space by which someone articulates that they desire something, but then they're not bringing the force of intention towards the situation in order to facilitate moving towards it. Continuing to get clarification between our world card in its reversal in combination with our four of pentacles in its reversal, we've got here the eight of pentacles in its reversal. And there's something here, this has to do with the energy that is moving deeper into divine union. And I keep on hearing the energy deep within divine union right now, they're having hard conversations with one another. They're talking to each other about how difficult something was. And I keep on hearing, it's the difference between, and this is what we're going to see a lot of this right now with Uranus and Gemini, things that look similar but are very different. It's the difference between trying to deceive someone versus sparing someone the energetic details, is what I keep on seeing, right? There's something really important there. And I keep on seeing the energy understands one another in that context, because I keep on hearing that these were temperance relationships, which is often, and we kept on hearing this when we were reading into them, they go through the work so that others don't have to. So the space by which they were energetically sparing each other details is almost articulated upon the fact that they were going through something that was energetically difficult from the past, but they weren't centering that conversation as they were moving deeper into partnership. And the reason is, I keep on hearing, they didn't want the trauma to be centered in the relationship. So that's why I see that like they feel like this is the season in their relationship that they can finally kind of open up fully to each other in relationality to how difficult something was or how hard it was to go through. This brings us to the Four of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Death card in its reversal. Yeah, there's that Hangman. And this is the thing, like the energy deep within divine union right now, these magician partnerships, um, there's something, I keep on saying, there's something really important there in relationality to, like, I feel like it's almost like there's like it's a sublime, it's like they're going through like a sublime process right now. And the reason I keep on hearing that something is energetically sublime is like sublime means subliminal, right? And the reason we keep on seeing like subliminal is because like you have to understand, like I said, like the space by which they're recognizing something that they cannot effectively touch, that again they understand completely, they cannot touch, and if they touch it, it would actually make the possibility of it healing worse. That is a subliminal moment because the reason it's subliminal is because it's very nuanced, it's very complicated, it's understanding the energetic delicacy of something, right? And so I keep on hearing that they're potentially having those subliminal moments right now with one another because they're saying like they're literally articulating to each other what's happening outside of partnership, not by talking about the person, talking about their own history, which is saying when I felt that way, like I recall when I felt that way, this wouldn't have served me or this wouldn't have helped me, right? So they're going through very subliminal lessons in relationality to being able to look towards, and again, the moon's in Scorpio, being able to look towards their past history with a sense of observation and being able to effectively apply it to a current situation. Now, to the energy this brings us to the energy that is like it coming like in separation between our Death card in its reversal and our Ace of Swords in its reversal. Yeah, there's that there's that Six of Cups in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about the Six of Cups in its reversal. Like the Six of Cups in its reversal has to do with unhealed karmic situations and circumstances, you know? And the thing about it, and like this is what like is sometimes really difficult for us to recognize. Not all karma it's not about healing all karma, right? The experience of being is not the experience of being okay with everything. It's the experience of understanding why something isn't okay, is what I keep on seeing. And so, I feel like there's something like I keep on hearing for some of the energy in separation. I feel like I see like these are effectively the three tiers I see right now for the energy in separation, right? Which is we see here with the Hangman in its reversal. Like if there is some kind of restoration coming, someone being like, look, and I like this about it. It's the energy that says, I'm not bringing that apology to you because I feel like it's going to change anything. I'm bringing that apology to you because I almost hear the energy saying I'm serving the higher self in the process. Is what I keep on hearing the energy stating. It's almost like the energy that is like they're moving. I keep on hearing they're moving in service to the higher self. And even in the space by which they're observing that and recognizing it, I keep on hearing it feels cathartic, right? While I also see that if these are situations or circumstances where another person is trying to mollify something, right? Not necessarily energetically addressing something, but more in the space of kind of coming back to another person to see if they're still still in the same emotionality by which they moved away from them. Everything I keep on seeing in relationality to that work is speaking towards, I just keep on hearing it's speaking towards the energy that is saying, like, is making peace with something. And I keep on hearing, like, this is the energy that like they were holding hope, but now they're making peace, is what I keep on hearing. They were holding hope, but now they're making peace, which is accepting the space by which them and another individual may desire different things. While for the energy that is moving towards one another, these are the wounds that they're carrying with them into partnership. They've been hurt before. And I keep on hearing that the problem with a little bit of that pain is the fact that it's not that I keep on hearing the pain wasn't intentional. It potentially had to do with another person's, it had to do with another person's misunderstanding of the self, right? It's not just enough to articulate that one is like, it's not just enough to articulate that one desires something, but also one needs to move in accordance towards it. So something that I'm seeing there in relationality to that is almost speaking into the space of the energy, taking time to get to know one another. And there's something about them taking time to get to know one another that almost speaks towards the fact that the energy is like I keep on hearing like cautious but energetically optimistic. We've got two cards coming out right now to clarify between our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Hangman in its reversal. And we've got here the Empress card and the Nine of Cups. So we like to see these two cards together. We like to see these two cards in combination because the Nine of Cups with the Empress speaks to us, like it speaks to us of circumstances, and it speaks to us like, and this is what I mean in relationality to, and this is speaking directly to those temperance relationships that we spoke about. Um, the space by which we effectively expand or expound upon something. And so this is what I meant about some of the energy right now. The temperance relationships, they're not going through a heart opening, they're going through a solar plexus opening because it's not the fact that they're sharing to each other how much they care about each other, right? If they were talking to each other about how much they care about each other, they'd be going through a heart opening because they'd be telling them the full depth of how they feel towards one another. They're going through a solar plexus opening because they're telling someone the depth of a wound that they experienced. They're going deeper into their own energetic history. They're not glossing over it. They're expounding upon it. They're speaking about the energetic. They're speaking about the energetic weight of something that they're carrying, right? And I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy, that ability of articulating or sharing each other's burden, right? Like I keep on seeing like this is the energy that almost, and I keep on hearing that this is how they're clarifying it to each other. They're even saying they're like, I didn't want to overly speak upon it because it's talking about, I keep on getting the message that our trauma has a season, right? Which is the space by which we there's a space by which we unpack our trauma, right? There's a space by which we allow ourselves to feel the intensity of it. And then there's the space by which we put it away, right? Because we don't want to energetically center it. And this is the energy that's almost saying, like, I'm ready to share this with you right now because it's something that I keep on hearing. It's something that they feel like it's almost like something that they feel that they would rather like energetically avoid, but it's almost the energy that says like I want you to understand like the full like weight or of enormity of something in order to understand the self deeper. So there's a lot of, I keep on hearing like there's a lot of that energetic connection that's happening there. Whereas for the Hangman in its reversal in combination with the Six of Cups in its reversal, we've got here, yeah, we've got the Justice card in its reversal. Now, this is speaking again towards the energy that's moving deeper into divine union. That's like, I keep on seeing like the problem with it is, and I keep on seeing like the thing I keep on seeing that's happening for energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now has to do with the observation that we never aspire for our joy to hurt each other is what I keep on seeing. But that's why I keep on seeing like this is often what we experience when we're going through maturation processes, right? Often the maturation process is the space by which something positive is occurring, and the energy around us doesn't see it in the same way, right? Like it's the maturation space in terms of we trying to articulate upon something that feels positive and beneficial for us. And sometimes those fracturing points that we have in maturation processes is the modality where we realize that we're navigating something from a place of happiness, but others aren't effectively seeing it in that way, right? The separation of understanding like what that energetic breakthrough point demarcates. And so I keep on seeing that for some of the energy right now, they're working through the energetic unfairness of following their bliss, right? And the space by which they're navigating and saying like bliss shouldn't feel like this, or the space by which one finds energetic bliss in partnership that shouldn't create the feeling of another being energetically reactive to it because they're not maturing in the same modality or the same way that the energy that's moving deeper into partnership. So I keep on seeing that it's giving me a little bit of that slow and steady energy that they're navigating as they're going through that, because it's almost like the energy that articulates upon the unfairness of something, and then they immediately receive the confirmation from one another about the unfairness of a situation. Continuing to get clarification, final card for today's spread between our Nine of Cups, our Empress card in its upright, and our Justice card in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now with our Ten of Swords in its upright. Now, this Ten of Swords that we saw was actually coming through. The Ten of Swords that we saw was actually coming through yesterday. It was at the top of the spread and it was in its reversal. So, what are we effectively identifying right now with the Ten of Swords being in its reverse, like in its upright? It's working through the space that there's a lot of energetic closure that we're identifying that's happening right now in the span of this eclipse process. And I keep on getting it's a continuation point as it relates towards understanding the difference between dispassion and compassion. The space by which we communicate upon something that we energetically care about versus the space by which we follow our emotions and try to find validation for them. So, one of the things that we're effectively seeing that is potentially happening right now in relationality to a lot of this work is the energy that's effectively articulating or working through the space of being able to identify or recognize that. And I keep on seeing when we are feeling dispassion, we're deep into our egoic process. It's the idea that we hold on to something because it feels good to hold on to it, not necessarily because it's right, not necessarily because it is something that is something that is shared or something that adds benefit to the world around us, right? And often when we're working into a space of dispassion, right? And sometimes the hard part is dispassion and compassion can look very energetically similar in the space by which another person tries to say that they're following their passions, and then realizing that that's not necessarily the space by which they're bringing logic to it. They're just doing things that feel energetically indulgent to the self, right? The space by which one feels energetically valid or validated in terms of feeling better about the self. And that's a lot of that feeling of energetic condemnation that we put in terms of those around us. So it's not, I keep on hearing, a healthy spiritual journey is not one that makes you feel that you're better than everyone else in the space by which you feel or experience something. So too, we take this same work into the context of relationships, because when we're working towards healthy relationship, it's not just the relationship that feels good, it's the relationship that feels good and is good. It's the space by which we feel the positivity of being in the partnership, but also with the energetic clarity in terms of what the direction of the relationship is. And this is why If these are situations with energy and separation that separated at a time of trying to ascertain the manifestation goal of partnership, and this is the energy that may have felt a lot of emotionality that came up because they were trying to get a clear direction sense in terms of where something was going. And another person tried to articulate that another person was being emotional in the space of acting, asking for clarity of direction. This is the energy that understands and recognizes the difference between what feels like mollification, right? The space by which another person comes back to see if another person still feels that way, versus the space by which another person is ready to energetically work something out and to provide that sense of clarity. So that's why we keep on seeing that for a lot of these relationships, that ability, right, going through the retrograde, something from the past returning and articulating to another and saying, I wasn't being emotional, I was being fundamental, right? Like the space by which another person checks and another person says that was what you were experiencing there was not an overabundance of emotionality. It was the desire to effectively seek clarity. What we're effectively identifying here is this is the energy that is now working to fundamentally heal from something with the affirmation or the recognition of the fact that there may be someone that doesn't hold the same standards as them. So there may be something heavy there, but it's something that is energetically cathartic because it's helping them move forward. Now, we see even now that for a lot of those relationships that are potentially moving deeper, like for a lot of these new relationships, this is where all of this trepidation is coming through. A lot of that trepidation is the observation or the recognition of effectively potentially experiencing these modalities or moments where these are relationships where individuals have been hurt by another person's self deception, which is not enough to say that one desires something, but also to be in the environment by which one is moving towards it. So that's why we see that, like, a little bit of this energy, it's like optimistic, but it's careful, right? There's a little bit of this trepidation there, but they're certainly learning to trust one another as they continue forward. This brings us to the energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now. This is further confirmation that we're seeing in relationality to those situations and relationships as it relates to being able to articulate to another the full depth of intensity of something that one experienced or went through. For a lot of these relationships, what we're effectively seeing is that conversation, the ability to basically say to another person, I feel like I'm ready to tell you the full scope of something. It's not the fact that they weren't being authentic to one another, but they were sparing each other the pain that they potentially experienced as it relates to past relationship. So for a lot of that relationship or a lot of that work that we're potentially seeing right now, it's like, it's almost like it's like having the conversation that's hard to have, because when we build the empathy in one another, it's not just the fact that we talk about something hard that we experience that hurts us, but potentially the observation that it feels like, like it's like the another who simultaneously feels that same empathy for us in the space by which we articulate it. This brings us to the energy that is deep within divine union. And so for a lot of the energy that is deep within divine union right now, this is that frustration point, because I keep on seeing they're going through look but don't touch circumstances as it relates to situations outside of partnership, which is potentially seeing something, having a full understanding of what's going on, but feeling the frustration of not being able to do anything about it. Because again, if someone has strong feelings at the moment that you move into union, it's not like it effectively changes things. It doesn't change the energetic shape of something. It's just something that you see and you hate to see it. And that's why I keep on hearing they're healing from Saturn's lessons, because they're hoping that's something that can adjust or change with time. Bottom of the deck on this reading, we've got here the Three of Swords in its upright. So what do we effectively identify with the Three of Swords? So we basically got with the Three of Swords a lot of the work that comes up when we're going through Scorpio moon cycles. A lot of the energy of the past, like a lot of like, and I got to tell you, the thing with this energy right now, this energy is like massively strong for projections. When we're not doing our shadow work effectively, it's very easy with all of this Aries energy to have those who get more projecting or trying to push something outside of the self because they haven't worked on healing the fear from within. So if you're feeling a lot of this intensity right now, make sure that you're processing through it in a productive way. And that doesn't mean that you can't ask questions. It doesn't mean that you can't be introspective. But the one thing that you really want to avoid especially with this retrograde, is getting into a space of being energetically judgmental to others. I like to point out a healthy spiritual journey is not one that feels like one person is better than another. It's understanding that we're all energetically working through difficulties together. And that ability of being able to work through things, I keep on seeing like the hurdle with a lot of this retrograde that we're going through right now is it's a combination of the fact that we've got Chiron and Eris in retrograde. So it's not only the fact that we're working through a lot of difficult things, but sometimes the feeling, and we're coming out of that Virgo cycle, the feeling of something that feels very, very energetically personal, right? Something that feels coincidental, but it feels energetically personal to the self. So make sure that you're having compassion as it relates to how you feel about things or what you care about. And that doesn't mean you have to be nice about everything, right? Compassion isn't about being nice upon things. Compassion is being able to communicate what you care about. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving it. Just a reminder, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you don't do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the star card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies on the tarot with a focus on the moon card. If you'd like to become part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied thus far prior to beginning those classes. But the material is there for you to receive if you're ready to receive. Also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you'll also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 19 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. You'll also have access to a one-on-one mentorship class with me if you choose to receive one, where I will meet with you to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your impact moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. I'll also let you guys know, you also have access to my mystic meditation articles, which will give you updates to everything we've been experiencing in the cards in article form. I just wrote one recently about this new moon that we just experienced. Finally, I want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again tomorrow. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Congratulations to Grace. You got our highest gifter for today. And Nikki, you came in second, so you will also have cards in your reading. If anybody else would like to get on the list for today, you'll be the fourth person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in a private reading, and you can book a private reading on my site. Mr. Smalls, I'm pretty sure that you've kind of been the same account across 3 different channels. I've already muted you twice because I noticed that you and the other 2 individuals who came on here were basically communicating in the same exact way. I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry that you're going through the pain that you're going through. I'm sorry that you hold on to something. I also noticed the fact that there's someone over on my videos, and the place where I keep my videos, that are also using the name Mr. So I need to ask about that. I'm appreciating the fact that you're paying a lot of attention to this feed. There's obviously something here that you want. Nobody here is claiming to be a god. And in fact, the fact that you're articulating to others that you feel like that makes me concerned about you. I hope you're finding the health that you seek. I hope that you're finding the stabilization point that you want. Remember, the force of love is not one that we cast judgment on others. I hope that you're understanding that effectively, and I hope that you get the help that you need. Thank you so much, and sending you support on your journey. Excellent. And just taking a moment to read over some of the comments that came through. I never get those. I got you, Selena. But here's the thing, you got to keep on practicing. And Bryn, thank you so much for getting on the list today. You'll be the 4th person read for. It's the same person, guys. You can just tell it's the same message that they were coming through. I mean, I find it really impressive that they made several accounts to do so. Absolutely. You don't want, I mean, I like the spooky vibes. I mean, here, bring the spooky vibes on. I wonder if the Libra energy is affecting me since I'm a Libra rising. It'll definitely potentially. I feel like, but here's the thing, when you got a lot of Libra energy and you're in Libra season, it's just like navigating things like and trying to bring a sense of proportionality to it. Ooh, theme scented candles. I love that. And Paul, thank you so much for the follow, dear. Yep. And Lindsay, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew, as is yours, V. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, are they okay? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that you got them somewhere in time. I hope they're all right. I'm sending you so much support on that journey, and thank you for sharing the live. Oh, what would just diehard lovers do without you? Unico, it's so good to see you today, dear. I hope you're having a beautiful day. This sounds familiar, not articulating the full depth of trauma. The sin, when will the energy get better for Virgo suns? I'm actually hoping that moving into Libra season is going to allow for a little bit more balancing and relationality to those with a lot of Virgo placements. I keep on saying the energy that I was experiencing for those with Virgo placements right now is very similar to the energy that we were seeing for it's the same way I felt when we saw the energy that was going on through Pisces season. It's not ideal energy. It was not ideal energy for those in that season. So I feel like that if anything, that some of this Libra energy coming in may help for some of those with Virgo placements. So good to see you today, Dada. I hope you're doing well. Oh, you took their advice. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and birthday wishes, V. How are you doing today, Gloria? Happy Friday. Absolutely. That comes, nothing happened. Absolutely as well. And welcome. You're speaking to me and what you said. Thank you as well for confirmation, Grace. Energetic delicacy indeed. Delicate, delicate. Absolutely. And Laura, thank you so much for the follow. How can I get a hold of someone that can? Laura, I'm happy to read for you. If you'd like to have any questions answered, you just need to send the donation. I'll be happy to pull cards for you. You got a 3.6 out of there. Oh my God, that's amazing. I've definitely felt like the solar plexus has been blocked. I'm ready to put it away. Madam, sending you support. Thank you for the follow, dear. Yeah, it's a feeling. I've been having gut problems, but when I say Reiki, absolutely. I know, I apologize. Did you know, I mean, did you guys notice everybody who was coming in that was saying something negative has had the Mr. connected to it? It's all the same account. So again, I apologize that those people, that those individuals are coming through. And thank you as well, Little. Your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Absolutely. It's hard when you're making healthy decisions. Exactly. People don't see it in the same way. It's hard to do, but it's what we have to do, you know? And Erica, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Yes, thank you guys. I know, I just get, I'm multitasking, absolutely. And then Theo, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. And but I'm really impressed though, mister, because imagine the amount of concentration it takes to make so many extra accounts, knowing that every time you come on, I'm going to mute you. Like I appreciate the investiture of time that you're taking. But it's also very clear it's the same account because you're using the same name in each one. I know the tenacity. It's amazing. Yep. Okay. But here's again, it's a lot again, the space by which you look at another and you feel that they need to be saved, like that is why you are in danger. The fact that you experience something and you feel that you are better than everyone else and that everyone else is beneath you and it is your job to save them, that's not a healthy way to look at the world. So I hope you find the healing you seek. I hope you understand that the book you're reading never says anything about condemning others. It literally talks about loving one another and helping each other. So I send you, I'm not sure why you feel the need to create all of these accounts today. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you're hoping to achieve or what your goal is. You clearly want to be here because you've created so many accounts today. You're even over, you're across different platforms. I hope you find whatever it is that you need here. And again, I have the same rules. The same rules as everyone else. If you are nice and you are not judgmental, you're welcome to stay. But if you're going to be in a space of condemning others or trying to put fear in them, I'm going to have to continue to mute you. And Theo, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Yes. No, yeah, I mean, you saw it. Yeah, again, you guys saw it too. Yeah, it's like variations on a theme. Yeah, we love Yeshua here. Wrong room. Yep, absolutely. Literally. And I literally like a lot of the work I do in tarot is trying to show those that they're interested in tarot that there's nothing in tarot that goes against a personal faith practice. If anything, the things we find in tarot bring us closer to it. So again, you're happy to stay here. You don't have to create a million accounts. I'm just asking, and that's literally why I did not block the final one. I'm giving you every opportunity to change your tonality if you want to stay, to approach things with a sense of compassion and curiosity, not in a space of judgment and condemnation. So if you're willing to be nice, same rules as Yeshua. If you're willing to respect the energetic sanctuary that we're creating here, you can stay. But if not, I bid you a good day. Absolutely, Per. Oh, you see, nobody is articulating that I'm anybody like you've walked in here and you're making these like grand gestures in relationality to projecting something that you see on me. There's nobody here, like there's nobody deifying me here. And I would not be comfortable in the space by which anyone deified me. Nothing that we're seeing here is about deification. The only person talking about deification is you, my friend. Absolutely. The mollification and the self-deception part is confusing to me. Happy to try to clarify on that, Lex. You're so welcome, Wendy. I mean, the thing is, you're talking about trolls, but you recognize that you are in the position of being a troll right now. That you've entered a room where there's a bunch of individuals who are sharing in something that brings us joy and brings us bliss, and you're coming in with your condemnation and your fear. What is it that where do you find this fear? What is it that you're energetically afraid of? And again, I have no room for fear here. You're welcome to stay if you can be kind, but if you're going to continue to be in that condemnation state, I am going to be muting you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love a little I mean, like, listen, it's a Scorpio moon. I mean, it's a Scorpio moon. Everything, all the planets are in Aries, you know? But again, again, I think that we've given someone the chance that we can. It's all we can do. Okay. Again, Yeshua is not stop. Like, why do you invoke Yeshua? Read what Yeshua wrote. Okay. Read what Yeshua wrote. Don't invoke them. Remember and understand the things that they wrote in that book are literally, they said, do not hold yourself higher than others. Do not assume that you are better than others. So this fact that you come in here and you're literally saying that everybody in this room needs to be saved, do you see who is deifying themselves? Is the energy that is deifying themselves the energy that is here sharing something? Or is it the person that walks in the room and says, you are all being judged by me? Ask yourself, I'm worried about you. If you're so concerned with that book, pay attention to what you are doing because you're doing the opposite of what it said. Because when you walk into a room and you say you're all being judged, you're all not better than me, you are the one deifying yourself. It's not, you have to take the messages internally. Understand that. That is idolatry. That is what idolatry means. Idolatry is walking into a room and feeling like you are better than everyone else within it, telling everyone that they are going to be condemned. That is the opposite of everything that you are, of what it is that you're effectively reading. I deeply hope you understand this. And I'm afraid I've had to mute you because, again, everything that you continue to do, you're in a space of judgment. And again, you created a lot of accounts to be here today. I've counted at least 4 accounts that you made because you are so demanding that your presence be appreciated. So I hope you found what you needed today here. And I truly hope that you take something here and you absorb and you think about it. And I send you so much support in whatever journey you find yourself on right now. Oh, yes, here we go. It's again, you have to pay attention to the source text in terms of what it is that you're energetically quoting. And I need to point out, every time I ask you guys, when I talk to you about the history of this, I study that book very in depth. When you have to understand the full context of what it is that you're energetically reading. You really do. And I truly hope you understand and recognize that. Okay, as I mentioned, friends, we are going to continue right now. We are going to get started on personal readings. If you would like to get on the list is open. You will be the 4th person read for. As much as I would like to get into a biblical debate today, I don't have a lot of time. I want to make sure that we're focusing on those who need readings. If you'd like to get on the list, it's 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing, I also like, oh my gosh, I like to point out that prophesizing that they're like, especially if we're going to quote Ezekiel, prophesizing to a bunch of people that they're going to get energetically raptured and then it doesn't happen. That's what Ezekiel is talking about. I just want to point it out. I just want to point it out. Like I just can't. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. It's all right. I do my best, guys. I do my best. I wish hope for them. I hope they understand what it is that they're reading. I truly do. And again, I love that book. I read that book frequently. There's a lot of beautiful things in that book to be found. A lot, like, again, I deeply appreciate the fact I need to point this out. Like, someone is energetically committed today. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to get started on personal readings. But I need to stress this. I hope they find what they're looking for. Wendy, thank you for getting on the list today. You will be the 4th person read for. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the 5th person read for. Listen, any other day, I would take the time to entertain it, but we're on a very tight schedule today. We're on a very tight schedule. I don't have time to get into big biblical debate today. Yes, exactly. All beliefs are respected and spoke about, so long as we're not trying to condemn or judge others by them. I will always have a problem with your beliefs if your beliefs say I am going special place, you're not going special place. Like that is idolatry, right? That is idolatry, saying I am going special place, you know, go special place, only me because I'm special. Like that is not healthy. Oh, my friends, so good to see you guys here. And again, I apologize for the trolls today. All right, where were we? Just bear with me. Oh, what did I do? Hold on a minute, my friends. It's the same the thing about it, like that's the thing that's concerning about it. It's clearly the same person just over and over and over again. It's fine. Exactly. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate your patience. We do what we can. All right, we're gonna get started. All talk, no listening. All talk, no listening. Yep. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I sin. I know they do. I like to give someone the opportunity to change. I do. I really do. Because I've seen it here. I've seen some energy come in and they're in a certain way. and then they turn around. I always like to give them a minute, but you know, you do what you can. Absolutely. It's not going to help. I know. Sending you support. Thank you guys. I appreciate your help too. And again, I hope they heal. And thank you guys so much for helping with that. All right, let's continue. Yeah, they are. I know, channeling. Good to see you today. I know, I know. It's that's my Sag Mercury. I like that channeling. I love them too. That's my Sag Mercury. Oh, beautifully. Exactly. I love how you I mean, I wish I had more listen, if I had more time, I would unpack it more, you know, but we're a little bit like again, I'm a little bit short on time right now. I've got you, Wendy. Yep. All right, we're gonna get started right now. The first person we're reading for today is Hannah. Hannah, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading today. The list is going to be short today. So mm, I've got about 4 people on the list. I might take one more today before I close the list. I apologize. We came on a little bit later today, but I will be back on tomorrow. If I can't get your reading today, you'll be honored to be on the list for tomorrow. Let me see, Bryn. Yeah, I'm going to read the list now for those who need to be confirmed in terms of where you are on the list. And if there's anybody on the hold list, let me know and I'll be happy to add you to the list. The list we have right now is Hannah, Per, Bryn, Grace, and Wendy. And if anybody else gets on, you'll be the 6th person, and the list will be closed. Yes, yeah, I didn't mean. Did I say? Did I say you'll be honored to be on the list? Did I say that? That's hilarious. I like that. You're welcome. I know it was a mistake. No, it's very funny. Mel, you sent it. Can you please give me? You lucky person. Can you just give me the initial where you sent the donation, please? All right, let's get to it. All right, and the first person we're reading for today is Hannah. But before we get started, too, let's do an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit. Thank you for that, Mel. All right, I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I'll reveal the card. It wasn't just 1. There was a confluence. There was a confluence of trolls today. There was a confluence. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The water dragon. All right, guys, we'll do that again after the next reading. Oh, is there someone else? Oh, Lord. Oh, where are they? Hold on. What's that? Where? I don't see them, dear, if there's another one. Oh, here we go. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, guys. I know. Just bear with me a moment. Again, everybody who's coming in here to quote Bible, I'm very familiar with the book. And you're welcome to stay if you're willing to have a conversation. But we're a little bit short on time today, so I'm afraid I can't get into a biblical debate. All right. I volunteer as tribute. I appreciate you channeling. All right. So we're going to get started. The first person we're reading for today is Hannah. Hannah, did you post your question, dear? All right. And hold on, Mel. I'll just confirm your place on the list, dear. Just bear with me a moment, okay? All right. I appreciate that. I got you, Hannah. Just bear with me a moment. Okay. Excellent. And I'm going to pin up Hannah here. Guys, make sure to give Hannah some love. There we go. Okay, perfect. I'm feeling energetically stuck. Can I get some angelic guidance? Absolutely. One moment, please. 1 minute. There we go. Hold on. I just need to confirm where Mel is on the list. Yeah, I apologize. So, Mel, you're going to be before Bryn. Okay, perfect. And thank you for that. So the list, the reorganized list is Hannah, Per, Mel, Bryn. Hannah, Per, Mel, Bryn, Grace, and Wendy. Okay, perfect. And where were we? Excellent. Yeah, I know. Thankful. I am thankful for you guys as well. I know it's been a rough month. It's been the energy right now is wild. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being you. Hannah, you got a million cards that just came out. Hold on a minute. I can't read all these. Can we do? All right, give me a minute. These two are important. We're gonna draw that. We're gonna redraw the rest because there's something about these two that I think are important here. All right. Thank you. We've got those two. And can I please get two more, please? Three more cards, please, for Hannah. Thank you for being the first person on the list. You will have 5 cards. Oh, wow. Oh, I see the stuckness. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing right now energetically. I feel like I feel like the message is coming through for you, and I'm glad that you asked for an angelic reason, like reading, because um, because when someone doesn't, and this is what we talk about when we speak towards karma, when someone does not honor us, it often creates a space by which we over internalize on it, right? It's the space by which we hold on to something and say, if they didn't care about me, there must be something energetically wrong with me, right? Like the space by which we observe or identify, like that over internalization point that makes us think that if someone is not treating us the way that we desire to be treated, that there must be something that we are doing that is potentially or effectively causing that to occur. And I keep on seeing that there's something really significant about something that I see that you're working to heal from the past. And it kind of gives me like, it kind of gives me the space or the sense of someone that was never fully letting you, like, the space of not being on firm footing with another person is often the understanding of the fact, like when we're not on firm footing with another person, often it doesn't speak towards the fact that we're like there's something that we're not doing that is energetically right. More does it speak to the fact that they don't know what they want. And everything I keep on identifying about some kind of experience here, like I see you energetically stuck on something like that. And I feel like the message that's coming through, like the message that's coming through about it is effectively saying, like when someone like when someone is energetically unsure of you, don't allow the context of trying to like work harder for that energy. Like, don't work harder, walk away, is what I keep on getting. Don't work harder, walk away, which is the space by which you can be energetically patient, right? Like the space by which you can say, okay, like I respect the fact that you feel that way. But I keep on seeing like not letting like I keep on hearing like it's I feel like this is you getting rid of a lot of wishy-washy energy around you. And this is what we talk about with wishy-washy. Like wishy-washy energy is energy that like wants something on a Tuesday and then changes their mind on a Wednesday, right? It takes a lot of strength of character to be able to stay energetically firm upon things. And I keep on hearing if you um if you are in that modality, and it's interesting too because it's coming through as a two-part reading. And especially that's why there were like that's why the deck split when I like that's why the deck split when I went to go give you the reading. And I feel like there's also something that's coming through in terms of you like this is the sound of you becoming stronger, which is the space by which I keep on hearing not only are you working towards letting go of wishy-washy energy, but I also see you doing the work in terms of not allowing rejection to get under your skin. Like it feels a lot like this is what I keep on seeing, which is like there's something about the work in terms of being tenacious that I feel like I see you like working to embody, which is like it's like, and I need to describe it like tenacity is often a lot of that try again energy, right? Not the feeling, like I keep on hearing, like not allowing oneself to be knocked down upon something and say, oh, I guess that's not for me. But the ability to effectively push towards something again and again and again. And this is what they're actually showing me. They're saying you're bringing. I keep wondering. You're bringing the wrong. You're bringing the right tools to the. You're bringing the right tools to the wrong parties. Is what I keep on hearing. Like you got a guy that's saying you're bringing the wrong tools, you're bringing the right tools to the wrong parties. And why are they saying you're bringing the wrong tools to the wrong parties? Because they're saying that if in the professional space, like I keep on hearing, I see some situations in relationship where something is going completely off the rails, like something going completely off the rails, and you just getting back up and trying again, getting back up and trying again, getting back up and trying again. Like, what if I do this? What if I do this? Like, I just keep on seeing this, like this tenacity as it relates to something that's not working in relationship. But then I'm looking at partnership. I mean, and then I'm looking at professional, and I see you having like tenacity and being like, I'm doing this, and then experiencing that energetic rejection and being like, oh, I guess I'm not going to do that. And like, and walking away from something. And they're saying you have to, that you have to start, you have to switch those, is what I keep on seeing. They're saying all you, like, you've got all the tools you need. You just need to energetically switch when you're applying them, which is to say that in the professional space, right? Like working through the energetic rejection of something professional and then just saying, and again, right? Like just, and again, and again, like a lot of that, like getting back up energy, like that's where it should be. It should be in the professional space, but none of it in the personal, which is the space by which you constantly give someone another opportunity. You constantly give someone another energetic chance, like the space by which you hope. I keep wondering, like this time, like I keep wondering, there's no this time in healthy partnership, because this time means that someone didn't honor the like someone says this time. I keep wondering, when someone says this time, remember that is the sound of you seeing someone that does not honor your time, is what I keep on hearing. Like this is just what I keep on hearing with personal. Like when someone says that, when you, every time, if you have anything where you say this time about someone, that is the sound of someone who does not honor your time, because it's the space by which, you know, like it's a space by which you understand that the first, like, and I keep hearing you can give someone one opportunity to try to come into a space of correcting themselves. But I keep on hearing like, don't let, like, don't let that be a perpetual place where someone is constantly disappointing you and then expecting you to give them another opportunity to make it up to you. Bottom of the deck on this reading, especially with the moon card, right? Oh, did you see that? Did you see how fast that moon card dropped? And I keep on seeing, right? I keep on hearing, don't read deeply into fickle energy, which is like when somebody, like when someone does something that hurts you, don't start going deep down and being like, I wonder why they did that. Be like, ow. Is what I keep on hearing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, like it does, but it doesn't fix it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, I mean, like it doesn't, it's not, I mean, like, it's to keep on hearing, everybody has a reason, but the reason stops when we say that's unacceptable. And I keep on hearing energy, like I feel like this has to do with someone who was traumatized. Like, and they're almost saying, like, were they traumatized? Yes, but it doesn't make it, them being traumatized, them having a sad story about why they are the way they are. I keep on hearing we all have sad stories, right? Our stories are sad and they become better when we say that's unacceptable. And I feel like I think it's hard, because I almost see you like navigating some environments where somebody is like, like someone is trying to tell you all of the reasons that they are the way they are, instead, and I keep wondering that they shouldn't be talking about why they are the way they are. They should be talking about what they're doing about it, right? Don't, I keep on hearing, don't look to someone for answers, look to them for solutions. Because I keep on hearing, like, especially with the angelic guides, or like, if you, as soon as you start making those steps in that direction, they're with you every step of the way, right? I keep on hearing, like, you don't, like, don't feel Like I know I keep on hearing the wonder why, like the wonder why is I keep on hearing it doesn't matter. I keep on the reason I keep on hearing it from this because they're saying there is energy that has gone through. There's energy. I keep on hearing there is energy around you that has gone through things that you can't even imagine, and they don't let it change them. Like that is the vibration of the angelic frequency, which is the space by which you say the space by which you experience something should not be the explanation as to why you are something. It's the modality by which, like, the modality by which we articulate that that is something that we're trying to move away from, not something that we become as a reaction to it. So, and I feel like this is like a very this is a very strong this is like a very, very strong angelic uh, like I've got clarification on who it is. So I'm happy to message you with that if you want to. If you message me in the disco, I'm happy to give you clarification on what that angelic presence is. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Hannah. And if this message, yeah, okay, I got confirmation on that. I just wrote it down and then they gave me confirmation. Thank you so much, Hannah, for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is three. The list open? The list is closed. It's 3 cards. But if you want to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, being semi-lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Queen, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Calf. Oh, you're back. Okay. I can listen, Calf. I can add you to the list. I'm just not sure if we'll be able to get to it. So I'm going to add you because we're running a little behind today, but I've added you to the list. So we'll do our best, okay? All right. Hold on a moment. Yes. The readings and the mysteries of the Bible often spark many inquisitors to continue to ask questions. Here's the thing about the funny part is, if it was any other day, if it was any other day, I would be very, very happy to sit here and go into some kind of exposition about understanding the quality and nature of certain books of the Bible and being able to take them. It's not just enough to understand what you're reading. It's important to understand the context by which something was written. Like, I love talking about Leviticus. I'll talk about Leviticus until the sun comes home, because I love when people quote Leviticus, but then they don't understand the context by which Leviticus was written. You have to understand the context by which something is written to be able to understand the meaning of it. And you have to understand, and there's a carte blanche mentality to a lot of biblical texts, in the assumption that it was all written by one person that we need to heal ourselves from. It's an essays. It's essays. It's like they're different. They mean different things. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. Beautifully said, Grace. Thankful for this community. Absolutely. I'm thankful for you guys too as well. That's how I feel. Absolutely. And thank you, Wendy. Nikki. And Wendy, thank you for those gifts. Absolutely. Welcome, Jaffa. How are you doing today? Thank you as well, Trishina. Good to see you. Yes, I have not allowed that wishy-washy energy in. You've got this. And Queen, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Beautifully said, Hannah. Yeah, and I want to stress, some of I keep on hearing, I don't want you giving up on things right now. I want you to put more effort into them. I keep on saying more effort professional, less effort personal, which is saying, more effort into the space by which you're trying to do something professionally. But if something's not working personally, letting I keep on hearing, let it be the way it is. Absolutely. Oh my, yes. I love that. I relate to this a lot. I try to read into stuff way too much at work. Well, and I keep on seeing, here's the thing about it. It says, the workspace Like the workspace, it's okay to it's okay to try to like have to read into things, but they're saying not in the personal. The personal space should not require you have to read into things. Yep, should be all then wondering why. Yeah, ow, yes. Not being in partnership. Hold on a minute. And Elisa, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew, dear. Not being in partnership or dating. I'm a little confused on that, but maybe it's preparing me for no, it's like that's what they're saying in relationality to healing in separation right now. Which is like I keep on seeing like just not letting someone like I keep on hearing like not letting someone be wishy-washy with you. I also feel like this has to do with someone from the past potentially coming back during this retrograde season. So just be mindful of that as well. Irma, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew as well. Yeah, like but I need to point out the thing with the cards is that they didn't fall everywhere. They split, right? They split like right down the middle. So that's what I keep on seeing, which is saying like be like they're like the fact that they didn't go everywhere, but they split down the middle, which is saying like your decisiveness is like decisiveness brings decisiveness. So being but feeling the energetic decisiveness of a decision and feeling energetically supported in that. Like I keep on feeling like this is you navigating confusion with like decisive choices is what I keep on seeing. Absolutely. I did have someone try to come back. I ignored them. Exactly. And then that's what I keep on seeing in terms of seeing how far you've come. Like that's why that's why I saw some of that Knight of Swords there. All right, the next person we're reading for right now is Per. Per, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And if anybody else would like to get on the list today, you'll be the one, two, three, four, fifth person read for. Ooh, we're doing a dreamy dream. Bear with me one moment, please. All right. Is this inside tea or outside tea? And guys, let me just pin up her here. Excellent. All right, outside. Perfect. Before we begin, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do you guys do with the combination animals? What do you do? It's the adder. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do it again after the next reading. I went rogue today. I like that. Excellent. All right. Dream time. What do we got here? Okay. Ooh, okay. I found myself in an apartment consisting of a living room with a bedroom on each side. Each bedroom had its own exit to the stairwell. The dream began in the bedroom on the left side of the living room. I was there with an ex partner of mine, and he looked about 20 years old. We were in a relationship in our 20s. He looked several times uneasily through the glass at the exit of the bedroom. I noticed that the only way was up. After that, he walked through the living room where my mother and a good friend of hers were sitting to the bedroom on the right side. In there, oh, okay, in there was a diaper. And on the diaper, Roman numerals were printed to represent months. Not all 12 months were there. He pointed to the Roman numeral 11 or 9. I don't know if it was mirrored for me, but he said October out loud. And then he left through the exit of that bedroom. The numbers could also be standing for numbers on tarot cards, but I thought of months in the dream. Near the entrance to the living room, I saw my deceased white cat, Snow. However, he looked different. His fur was reddish, his face resembling that of Grumpy Cat, and he had human teeth. I walked through the living room back to the bedroom where the dream had begun to check whether the exit door was properly closed. The exit gave me an ominous feeling. All right, let's get 4 cards. Two more, please. Mm, yeah. Okay. So it's interesting because it's a guide dream about a karmic relationship. It's a guide dream about a karmic relationship. And the thing with the guide dream upon the karmic relationship is it has a lot to do with the idea or understanding that we bring out different qualities and characteristics in each other, right? And this is why I keep wondering, like, this is why we don't necessarily go like we go with the space by which we go with the flow on things versus the space by which we articulate something that like doesn't effectively work for us. And this is effectively articulated in the space by which you identified the fact that you said that you are in a room with 2 bedrooms on either side of the living room. And so it speaks basically to the idea that in the context of this individual who you said that you saw there, that there were 2 different ways that something could go, right? And you said that they looked about 20 years old. So this was the space by which you identified the fact that we're also seeing the karmic because you're remembering back to that time. You said that they looked several times uneasily through the glass at the exit of the bedroom, and that you noticed that the only way was up. So immediately we see that you have a room and you have to make a decision, right? It's working through the context of the choices that we make, particularly in the context of karmic relationships. Um, and then you said after that, he walked through the living room where your mother and a good friend of hers were sitting to the bedroom on the right side. And you also indicated the fact that when they walked over to that bedroom, there was a mother and a good friend that was sitting there. Now, let's talk a little bit about the one thing I would potentially identify here. I would be very interested in this point in understanding some nuances as it relates to the karmic relationship that you had with someone, because often we understand that in the context of a relationship, we prioritize the voice of the counterpart. Okay. So the articulation of the space of basically saying, I go where you go, would be the modality where you effectively determine together which bedroom to go towards. Okay. This is not what happened here. And it's important because you said that you were standing there with them, they looked at you, and then they walked over to your mother and that good friend, okay? Which is potentially the feeling of another person who effectively made the choice to perceive you in the same way as your mother and their good friend, rather than honoring the way that you potentially saw yourself, right? It's the observation of the fact that they chose that bedroom because that they were in there. And I would not be surprised if you often felt, right? If one of the reasons that you energetically had to separate from someone had to do with the fact that they couldn't see you as someone who was changing, as someone who is evolving, because the difficulty point that we see and recognize between a mother and a good friend is that they can only see us as an energetic child. So this could be giving indications upon the fact that you effectively matured out of a relationship where another person was not able to navigate the changes that were occurring to you beyond what they knew, who they knew you to be, potentially in your infancy. I would be curious as to how long you knew this person as well. You then said that there was a diaper. And this is further confirmed, right? This is further confirmed by the fact that the room that they chose had a diaper in it, which is potentially the infantilization of the self that you experienced in relationship with them. And the fact that you said that when you looked at the numerals printed on the diaper, that you couldn't tell if they were an 11 or if they were a 9. And you also gave me the indication of the fact that you said that you were also together with them, and this is some information that I believe that you just shared, the fact that you were together with them for like in a numeric quality of 9. So it's giving the understanding. I would not be surprised if what we're effectively seeing here in relationality to a relationship was that the relationship was something that you were able to navigate when you weren't changing, right? The relationship that was comfortable for you when you were in like your energetic infancy point. But there may have been that modality that you were moving into 11, right? The space by which you were coming to understand the self more. But the relationship that could not navigate the energetic transformation that would be that moved you from childhood into adult, like into adult mindset. I think it's also interesting that you mentioned the fact that this individual said October out loud and then left through the exit of that bedroom. So this is also speaking to us. I would be very curious if there was something that happened between you and this energy in relationality to the month of October. But I also feel like there's something that's very significant in relationality to I keep on seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if you're going through another transformation process, and something about that transformation process is going to be happening next month, because I almost feel like it'd be curious to notice if there was an anniversary associated to it as well, because I keep on feeling like there's something about that. There's something about October in connection to the karmic that is either saying to me that there's either an anniversary that's coming through or a new relationship that's coming to you. Um, you said near the entrance in the living room. And this is why I also see this too. In the entrance of your living room, you said you saw the deceased white cat Snow, but they looked different. You said their fur was reddish and that their face resembled Grumpy Cat and they had human teeth. Now, um, the thing I want to describe in relationality to the perception of the cat, um, again, has to do with the old context of the self versus the present context of the self. Because, what I'm effectively identifying there, and I feel like it has to do with the perception of how the cat is effectively you, and the cat is effectively how they potentially viewed you in partnership. So the reason that we're seeing the fact that you said that you saw that deceased white cat, and it's very telling that you said that the cat's name was Snow, was potentially a situation that you may have articulated a relationship where, as long as you are in your energetic infancy, right? Like somebody who liked you because they felt like you were naive, because you felt like you were like energetically new, or the space by which you navigated an energetic infancy together. But this is why often in the context of us maturing, we lose someone, because we move into our maturation state. But what does another person see? If someone's not ready to navigate the changes that we identify in ourselves, they see them as potentially ghastly. They see them as energetically hideous. So that's why we see that the fact that you identified that you saw that the cat was there, but their fur had become reddish and their face had resembled Grumpy Cat, which again, if you don't know Grumpy Cat did not have Grumpy Cat has like an ugly face, and they had human teeth. Like this is potentially the space by which another person may have made you feel bad for getting older, and by saying like, oh, you've become bitter, right? Like, oh, you're not the same person that you used to be. Um, but and this is more articulated by the fact that you said that you walked through the living room, right? You left that room and you walked to the bedroom where the dream had begun, and you went to check whether the exit door was properly closed. And you said that the exit was giving you an ominous feeling. Now, one of the things, the funny thing about this dream, and again, I feel like there might be some kind of indication or predication of this energy potentially reaching back out to you. Because the thing that I'm seeing here, right, is if this is a situation by which there's a 9 and an 11, right? The observation and remember when we talked about Saturn's lessons, right? Like the observation that sometimes when we are not ready to navigate a maturation point, we have a lot of emotions when we see someone moving in the right direction. And it's only when we ourselves mature are we ready to recognize and accept how we feel about something. So what we're effectively seeing that may potentially be happening here, and that's why I find it curious about that combination between those two numbers, is the space by which potentially someone judged you for maturating. Someone judged you for going through a natural transition point, almost like maturing too quickly for them, right? But in the space by which you were maturing to, like you matured out of a relationship with someone, but almost the space by which another person is potentially catching up with you, right? The space by which another person recognizes and identifies those same changes within the self. This is often the space by which we sometimes want to gravitate back to someone with a sense of understanding, with the sense of acknowledgement in terms of recognizing something that we ourselves feel, but I keep on hearing like, like I keep on hearing too little, too late. So I actually feel that like one of the things about this is I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone who like you either had like a lot of formative years with, and now they've kind of come to gravitate towards you more because they understand that something that they potentially faulted you for wasn't necessarily wrong, but it was natural. And they themselves are potentially going through it. It's like the accountability of them looking at something and saying, I was like, that wasn't okay. I was hard on them. I shouldn't have done that. I was projecting something onto them. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with the 3 of swords in its reversal. The funny thing about it, and that we kind of spoke about, is the understanding or the recognition that sometimes I keep on hearing sometimes we're not right for each other. Sometimes we're not when for each other. And the reason I keep on hearing when for each other is it's the observation that if we're together at the wrong time, if one of us is going through like a maturation process and the other one isn't ready, it's not that we're necessarily wrong for each other, but we're not when for each other, which means that the timing was wrong. So I almost feel like the reason that there's something here is I wouldn't be surprised if essentially someone tries to come back towards you to reconnect or to build a connection, because it's the observation of the distance between energetically having grown, right? Having energetically matured, and them potentially arriving to that same maturation point as you yourself have. Um, has it been, I would be curious to see, has it been, I know you were together for 9. Has it been 11 years since you were together? I would be very curious to see if it's been 11 years since you were together, because I feel like I keep on seeing like one is the distance of togetherness and the other is the distance between, because there's something I keep on seeing there in relationality to the understanding of saying that there's something about that like rearrival point that is almost speaking to the fact of another that is like, I keep on hearing it's like almost like the dream itself is an indication of them having like arrived to the point that you effectively were at when they came into a place of ending a partnership, or when you guys ended a partnership together. It's like the understanding that they've arrived to in relationality to the manifestation goal, or what they energetically put you through, or how they effectively, how that might have made you feel to be treated like that. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Per. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open, is closed for today, but you can get on the list for tomorrow and you'll be the first person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We also got to 50K likes. Thank you guys so much. I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective in the form of a random drawing. Excellent. Absolutely. One moment. One moment, please. And you were together for 9 years. Thank you for confirming that. What are we talking about, kitty meat again? We're spreading the chances. Absolutely. What is an adder? It's basically a snake. There's 2 snakes. An adder. It's a snake. It's just it's another word for snake. Yep. It means I'm ahead of the task today. Yes. Boom. Intimacy wound. No, it's not an intimacy wound. Snow, rest in peace. Absolutely. How do you remember all the details? Yeah, the human teeth. But that's why we get out. That's why we're getting observations that it's you. Like it's the personhood. Like potentially the transformation of you moving from snow into that, right? You're the only one I know who consistently dreams of cats. Not the kitty meat. Hardy P, thank you for those gifts. Kitty meat was around the first time I started coming. Oh, and you were like, oh yeah, it's like a whole thing here. Yeah, the 9 of Cups. Beat you really shouldn't develop emotional relationships with AI. I hope you find healing in that. The reason we parted was because we were no longer aligned with goals in life. Exactly. Thank you. Absolutely. And we were together 9 years. That's deep. Yep. Okay. Oh my gosh, here we go again. I know. It's like, again, we're gonna get it's the vibe right now. Yes, we're very aware. I know Yeshua's great. I know Yeshua's great. I will point out Yeshua did not ask you to invoke his name to scare people away. His messages are about love. I hope you find the healing that you seek, Cheyenne. You're welcome to stay here, but please don't take Yeshua's name in vain by trying to condemn others with it. I'm going to go ahead and mute you right now. Thank you. Oh man, it's like today, man. It's like it's like in the air. All right, one moment, please. Yep, apologies for that, guys. But yeah, and I think that the thing I keep on seeing with October, like I keep on hearing like October is them kind of coming into the understanding of how something that they felt about you is energetically unfair, is what I keep on hearing too. Because like I want to stress, like October is also about like it's like it's eyes. Like October can feel like eyes. So it's like somebody seeing something in a different way. Yeah. They were the one who wanted, yeah, they were the one who wanted me to mature. Said back then I was too playful, but this is what I mean in relationality. Remember, like the space by which, like it's funny because I keep on hearing you were the mature one. The fact that they were looking towards you in the room with your mother, like in the room with your mother and her friend, is the space by which you were the mature one. They were infantilizing you, right? Which is the space by which you were the mature one, but it's the space by which they weren't energetically ready to accept that. So they said the reason that they were leaving you was because you weren't energetically mature enough. But really it was because it's not that you weren't mature enough, it's because they were infantilizing you. Yeah. I know. We broke up 15 years ago. I rarely speak to him, but on good terms. Yep. Oh my God, I pulled cards on this and got a similar story. I hope you don't mind. No, I think that's great. He doesn't understand this by now. Yes, but I get it. I was maturing. I was maturing in life, career wise. And here's the thing. But here's the thing about it. Like that's what I keep on getting in the dream. Like you, I actually was getting in the dream that you were the mature one. The fact that they said that you were doing that, like you're even articulating things that you were doing mature things, but they couldn't stop infantilizing you. And JS, thank you for the follow. Yep. Yeah, she said 15. Absolutely. Apart. Yeah, I apologize for that individual who came in again. No, I know. It's very easy. It's very easy. Again, we don't like I will also point out nothing in Yeshua's like messages said you need me. Literally, there's not a single thing that Yahshua said that said you need me. They said you need you. They said you need you. They said do the inner work. Like go look. There's nothing that they said that said I am like they're not they never said I like through me. They never said through me. They said through you, you know? It's wild today, man. Absolutely. You're welcome, Per. I know. I love the fact that they come in and they're like, you need them. I'm like what are you talking about? They're here. Like we're like this part like no, they're not the problem. They're not the problem. Exactly. Ugh. Thank you guys. All right. One moment, please. Absolutely. Hold on, just reading back. I know it's painful. As a former Christian, I felt more oppressed by religion. I just like to point out, I feel like the space by which Yahshua could walk in a room, how one would accept them if they were there. You know, I feel like a lot of people who invoke their name, they could come walking in the room and they tell him that they need that he needs him. Today, I know it's one of those days, Mal, it happens. I had someone do that to me today. They did that to you? What? Grace, I'm sending you so much support on that journey. That's not okay. No, it's terrible. It's terrible to take a doctrine of love and try to spread fear with it. There's nothing worse. Yep. We should be more worried about, yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for supporting each other. Here in September. Well, no, I'm, I told you, I'm always worried about coming out of this, like coming out of this eclipse energy, right? It creates, I feel like there's a lot of energy right now that's working through the disappointment of something like something not coming to save things. Like healthy spirituality is not waiting for something to save things. It's picking up something and getting to work, you know? Absolutely. Something to meditate on. Ugh, sending you guys support. And we are going to do that 50K giveaway. Absolutely. I'm going through a really hard time right now and could use some insight. Erica, I'm sending you so much support right now. We're going to be, we're, the list today is closed, but we're doing one card readings for subscribers. And if you want to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. But you're welcome. You're welcome to be here and you're welcome to receive these messages as well. Absolutely. We all find ways to secure and lift ourselves up and diminish our insecurities. That's beautifully said, Grace. All right, let's get to it. Yes. Yeshua walks into a room and people say he needs them. Exactly. I think about that all the time. I walk right in. They say, get out of here. You know, I don't even have a problem with it. No, I know. No, I love that book. It breaks my heart that it's misinterpreted so much. Erica, thank you for the follow. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list for today is Melissa. Melissa, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. All right. And while we wait for Melissa's question, oh, we're going to do the 50K giveaway. Hold on, Mel. Thank you, guys. All right. So thank you. Goldfish. I've got you, Mel. All right. We're going to do the 50K and then we're going to do Mel's reading. So I am thinking of a number right now between 1 and 1 and 39. First person I see that posts number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posts it. Sometimes I see things in a different. Oh, Grace, you got the number. You already got the highest gifter though, so you got that. Congratulations, dear. Excellent. All right, and we'll do that again. When we get to 100K. All right, and before we continue, let's do an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, Bridget. It's a cow. Well done. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right. And just going to pin up Mel here. Bear with me one moment. Where'd you go? Reading of Living Between CT and Callie. I've been thinking about it more lately. May I save one card? Hold on. May you save? You want to save one card? What do you want to save one card for? A little bit. May I save one card? Oh. In a dream? You want one card for that? Okay. 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 So I'll do my best to split this reading, my friend. You're making a lot of a big demand here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do 3 on the 2 locationalities and the advice. And then I'm gonna draw one. All right. Wow. I'm gonna save that. Transition. You know, I feel like this is the sound of you covering your bases. Like you know where you want to be. Like you know where you want to be. And so I feel like, I mean, I keep on hearing like you can hold on to both places if you want, but I keep on seeing I it's funny too because it says to me it's more of a stuff issue is what I keep on seeing. You know? Um I keep on like I keep wondering, have you thought about subletting something? I keep on I keep wondering whatever you feel to make like whatever you feel you need to be safe in relationality to making an energetic decision. I keep on seeing that, like, I keep on hearing, like, this is you trying to find, like, sure footing as you take a leap. And I keep on hearing, like, if taking a leap forward requires you to have, um, like, some coverage, if something doesn't work out the way that you expect or intend, um, I don't see that as potentially a full negative. I keep on hearing, like, this is the sound of you building sure footing. I mean, I don't see you wanting to go back to a place. Like the truth of it is I don't see you wanting to go back to a place, but I keep on hearing you don't want to go back to a place, but it's safe to be able to know that you could if you have to, is what I keep on hearing. Like I keep on hearing this is not you making a decision. This is you making a safety net, is what I keep on seeing. And what is a safety net? And you can tell it's a safety net because if you're saying, well, if that doesn't pan out, I can always like that's the safety net. And I keep on hearing um like find the most affordable safety net. which says, you know, something that you can hold on to in case you change your mind. And that's why I kept on hearing the word sublet, or doing something where, like, you don't necessarily get rid of something entirely, but you give yourself some kind of energetic window of overlap. I mean, again, the funny part about it is I don't see you needing it, but that's why you need it, is what I keep on seeing. It's not, I keep wondering, the funny part about it is I just keep wondering, it's not that you need it, but you need it, which is the space by which it allows you to be able to move towards something confidently or comfortably. In relationality to the, and I feel like the funny part is I feel um, like like in the context of the, like in context with the dream of the brother, I feel like that's, I feel like there's almost kind of the same message that's coming through that. I just, you know, it's hard because you asked me to do a deep reading with one card, but I feel like the space by which I see a lake and someone in a suit is the articulation of someone saying that they're looking out for you, is what I keep on seeing, because they keep on saying they're standing on your business. Like that's why they're in a suit, right? Like I keep on seeing like that is like it's giving me somebody that is trying to tell you that they're standing on your business in this space. And I need to point this out. Like a lake has still water. Okay, so like a lake has still water. It doesn't have energetic waves. So I feel like it's the conversation of someone in spirit that is articulating upon the fact that they're energetically looking out for you. And I keep on hearing the fact that I just keep on hearing the fact that they're in a suit is them articulating that they're standing on your business, or they're energetically looking out for you. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with this Two of Cups. Especially with this Two of Cups and its reversal. I feel like there's something about them, like there's something here in relationality to relationship. And I keep on hearing like, and I feel like even again, there's kind of a message coming through in the space of the brother as it relates to relationship, because I keep on seeing that, like when we are standing over our lakes, that's energy that is prioritizing, like working to prioritize our peace, is what I keep on seeing, because a lake is peaceful. There's no waves in it. So I feel like the space by which they're like the space by which they were in a suit and they're saying that they're standing on business is also a reminder to you of saying, remember, energy that cares about you, the best way that energy cares about us is by protecting our peace. It's the space by which we prioritize it. It's the space by which we energetically honor it. We don't try to make things difficult. We try to do what we can to make things smooth for each other. And so I feel like there's something significant and important there in relationality to like I keep on saying, like in relationality to the observation of um like identifying. I keep on hearing energy that does not protect your peace does not prioritize you. And so I feel like the message of that was I'm saying, like, remember, not only do I stand on my business, but I also protect your peace, which says don't anyone that causes you like too much frustration. They keep on saying, like, you don't need to explain yourself. You just need to step away, is what I keep on seeing. Because I keep on just hearing the same message. When we care about each other, we protect our peace, which is not trying to create energetic volatility for one another, is all I keep on seeing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is closed, but you can get on tomorrow and you'll be the first person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. You're welcome, dear. Absolutely. Wildlife. The goose is next. Yeah. May I? Yep, absolutely. Patience was the winner. Yeah, I can save it. No, it's okay. We were able to do it. No, I mean, like, I think it has significance in terms of like making peaceful choices or doing something in a way that like allows you to feel peaceful as you're doing it. You're welcome, dear. I love that kind of message. Protect your peace. You're so welcome, Mel. All right. We're going to continue right now. The next person on the list is Bryn. Bryn, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And if anybody else wants to get on the list, as I mentioned, the list is closed, but you can get on tomorrow and you'll be the first person read for. Before we continue, let's do an animal spirit guide check. All right, I've got the, or the intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I'll reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one. All right. All right, Bryn, I'm going to pin you. Guys, make sure to give Bryn some love. I felt an energetic shift lately, especially after the eclipses. Life path, please. Got you. And thank you, Bryn, for being a subscriber. You'll get 4 cards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, the thing about it is, you know, the thing I keep on seeing in relationality to something here has to do with, it's funny because I know you said life path, but it feels like love is what I keep on seeing, like some kind of energetic desire for um, something feeling like something becoming simpler or moving towards something more holistic, you know? I would not be surprised if you're feeling some kind of inclination to move somewhere or to go somewhere right now because how do I describe this? There's some kind of like there's some kind of like weight I'm identifying here in relationality to some kind of locationality changing or somewhere where you are not being the way that it was before. But like, how do I describe this best? Um, I don't think that the energy around you has changed so much as you have changed. Like I just keep on seeing some sort of circumstance or situation that um and it's funny too because it feels like I almost feel like there's something that's happening right now that's helping you see who energy really is, right? Like I keep on identifying something here that feels a little bit like a veil lifting. And the reason I keep on observing like something that feels like an energetic veil lifting um, potentially has to do with, I keep on saying like potentially has to do with something in relationality to like the ability to see who someone truly is, or the ability to see another person's true intentions. And I feel like there's something about that. Like I almost sense something about that that is like it's giving me a little bit of this like I'm good energy. Like it's giving me a little bit of this energy where I like I see you like navigating a situation, but but like more from a place of stability. Um and I feel like it's and often like I like to point out like when we have like a veil lift moment, it's like seeing something being like I hate to see it because it feels like it's energetically heavy, but it also feels like it fortifies because I almost I feel like there's something about um like I feel like there's something about locationality here. I feel like I'm sensing something about like plans changing, or I almost see you like something not passing the vibe check. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that here that it feels like feels a little bit frustrating. Um, I feel like I feel like the guides are effectively saying like trust your instincts right now. Bottom of the deck, yeah, Queen of Pentacles, like especially like here's the thing, especially with this Queen of Pentacles energy, um, the best way I can describe um, Queen of Pentacles energy in its reversal is I feel like this is the sound of you reprioritizing things. Like this is you. I feel like there's something about something that you're doing here that like I almost feel like there's something about some kind of work life balance that's coming through that's almost saying to me that it's not giving you like that it's not giving you the opportunity to like pause or take a breath. um like I feel like there's like it almost feels like you kind of going into hermit energy to work on something or doing something in a greater fashion. But I keep on seeing that like something about you kind of going into hermit mode is like before you can go into hermit mode, you have to recognize how you're spread out too thin, is what I keep on seeing, you know? I also feel like I feel like this is also you like recognizing around you some kind of passive aggressive energy, is what I keep on seeing, you know? Like, like I see it affecting some of your friendships or relationships right now. Cause I just kind of see some kind of situation or circumstance where you're being like I want to describe it. Like it says to me that like I almost see like your interests are changing, you know? Like the one positive I do see is like I feel like I'm sensing the fact that there's some kind of I feel like there's somebody like have you met somebody new or are you meeting somebody? Because like the thing I keep on seeing here that feels really intriguing has to do with the fact that I pulled the King of Coins, but I also pulled the Queen of I pulled the Queen of Pentacles in reversal, bottom of the deck. And that's what I mean in terms of like something that you're it's like it's saying to me like almost something you're seeing is helping you recognize like the relationships in your life that are effectively respective to you versus somebody like I keep wondering like versus somebody who, how do I describe this? Like, doesn't necessarily potentially see you as an equal, right? Like, it does feel to me like there's some kind of work there as it relates to building into a pathwork of balance. But everything I keep on seeing in relationality to that pathwork of balance has to do with the fact of um, like recognizing and identifying like what feels like balanced partnership. And so I keep on hearing like you're getting better at identifying or building towards that point of balance. Um, and I almost see like it's funny too because it does feel it's leaning heavily into your like into Libra placements because I almost see you like moving away from weird energy or just like observing something and being like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. You know what I mean? Like it's I keep on it's like I keep on hearing it's like the difference between someone saying like joking with you or joking at you, if that makes sense, right? Like that's the type of attunement that I'm effectively seeing. Like the difference between someone that like says something funny because they feel the same way as you do versus somebody who says something funny to see what they can get away with is what I keep on seeing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Bryn. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is closed for today, but you can get on for tomorrow and you'll be the first person read for. The next person we are reading for today is Grace. Grace, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. You're so welcome, dear. And let me just read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Okay. Yeah, Swan twice today. I'm with you on comparison. First thought of mine. Yes, it's common to have dreams about karmic connections years later, Trina. I feel like the veil lifting on what doesn't serve me. It's been very prevalent in people too. I finally got the kiddo down. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Haley. We're not even close to one cards. Yep. Excellent. He's at an age where he takes nice long naps. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Haley. That makes so much sense. People have been complaining about me not being available all the time. And Sweet Pea, thank you for the follow. No, this is, I keep on hearing like this is you like holding your time more preciously. I would be curious if you're going through a Saturn return because it was feeling very Saturn returning. I have a Libra ascendant. Okay. That makes so much sense. And it's been chafing lately with people close to me and their jokes. Absolutely, Bren. Okay. And before we continue, let's do another intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. Can you count back from 10? And when we get to 1, I'll reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nikki, what does baby mean? It's a ram. We got the ram. We'll continue right now. All right. All right. How you doing, Phoenix? And I'm going to pin up Grace here, guys. Make sure to give Grace some love. Great question. How is that gift seen? Um, it's a 50-50 split. No, I'm laughing because I keep on hearing like the fun. I got it. Wait till you see these cards. It's a 50-50 split is what I keep on hearing. And the two cards I got were the High Priestess or the Fool. The two cards I got were the High Priestess and the Fool. And that's what I meant about it being a 50-50 split. They think it's funny until they realize it, and now they're not laughing. Where are you going? Now you're running away. They think it's it's like they're like it's giving me like it's really I just keep on hearing it's really cute until they realize it's serious and now they're terrified. That's the best part about it. Um, but here's the thing, and this is the thing I think that you have to kind of recognize is I feel like the thing you have to look for is the energy that's effectively inspired by it, is what I keep on seeing. Like the energy that's effectively inspired by it is the energy that holds it energetically sacred, right? And the thing is, and I feel like the message that's kind of coming through in relationality to to some kind of guide work here, it has to do effectively with the observation of I think that there's something I keep on seeing, which is like the energy that holds it energetically sacred is very, very protective for that reason, is what I keep on seeing. And that's what I keep on hearing in relationality to like looking towards protective energy, because the space by which another person holds that sacredly is something that I keep on seeing. Like I almost keep on hearing someone say, I don't have to understand it in order to believe, like in order to recognize that it's there, is what I keep on seeing. Like there's something really important about the space of energy. um like not necessarily, I keep wondering, like someone who doesn't have to necessarily understand it to recognize or realize that it's energetically sacred. um the other thing I'm seeing though is, and this has to do more with like the fool energy, which is I keep on hearing there's energy that is afraid of things will want to say that you're being foolish. And I keep on hearing, remember, they'll articulate that you're being foolish because they're afraid, is what I keep on getting. Like it's like it's the energy I keep on hearing, like it's like the laughing in terror kind of energy, in terms of like another person that would rather like laugh something off than entertain something. And I keep on hearing that I keep on hearing something about this reading where they say that laughter is often like there's wholesome laughter. There's like laughter by which another person shares a joy that we experience. And then there's fearful laughter, right? Like they're articulating like a laughter of fear, where another person is energetically intimidated by something so much that they would rather make fun of it, because I keep on hearing like the possibility, they'd rather make fun of it because the possibility that it's real terrifies them, is what I keep on hearing. So I keep on feeling like there's something about that is like important, because it's like I keep on hearing like the energy that laughs at it is really saying what if, because it's almost like I keep on hearing the laughter is a shield to try to protect them from something that they're not energetically comfortable with, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with this five of cups in its reversal. The five of cups in its reversal. The five of cups in its reversal. Um, I keep on hearing it's going to bring the shadow work out of people, right? Like that's the hard part about it, which is I keep on seeing like the space by which another person recognizes or identifies things has to do with how well they've navigated their own feelings of energetic insecurity, right? Because I keep on seeing for some, like, and that's what I keep on seeing. I keep on hearing like I keep on hearing like the energy that's just to stand close for you has like a healthy respect for something is what I keep on seeing, right? It's like the observation of being able to work through something and articulate upon the space that one set. Like, and this is what we talk about with healthy, like what's healthy shadow work beyond saying to another person, I might not understand it fully, but I respect it. It's like again, like it's like somebody who's like really good at math, right? Like I don't understand math. I don't need to understand math to know it exists. Like I've got a healthy respect for math, even though I can't energetically touch it, right? So that's me doing my shadow work in relationality to math, which is like I have a healthy respect for it. I'm a little bit scared of it. I'm a little scared of it because I don't really understand it. But like I'm in awe. I'm in awe of those who do. So that's kind of like the vibration of someone who's like done their healthy shadow work effectively in relationality to something. But again, when you haven't done your shadow work and you don't understand something, you laugh at it because you're afraid of it. So again, somebody being like, "Oh, math is stupid," you know what I mean? Like math doesn't like math doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like somebody being like someone who tries to like to laugh something off, the laughter that is indicative of a blind spot, right? Like the laughter that is indicative of someone who would rather not believe something exists because they don't understand it, rather than having a healthy respect for something that may feel that is energetically beyond the self. So I keep on seeing, that's why I kept on hearing like how do they deal with it, and I heard 50-50 split because I keep on seeing, I feel like you're going to see the energy that's either working through the space of like those are the two polarities, and I'm seeing around something being someone that's like, I don't understand it, but I respect it. Kind of like even and even like the energy that admits that there's something there that feels a little bit like anxiety inducing, versus the energy that says that tries to laugh something off, that speaks more about the fact that they're afraid to effectively encounter or face something. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Grace. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is closed today, but you can get on tomorrow and you'll be the first person read for. I've got Wendy and Kath on today. I want to be respectful and making sure we have enough time. I was going to see if one of you would be willing to be able to be moved to a reading tomorrow. Just let me know. I'll be happy to draw an extra card for you tomorrow if that's the case. And I'm going to take a minute to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. All right. Yeah, I understand, dear. Yeah, well, those are both isolating experiences. Hold on a minute. 1 second. Yeah, I recognize that was your reading request, dear. Absolutely. How do you suggest we get better at those or practice? Which get better at what thing, Bryn? I love that. At least it's a laugh to start. Yeah, mine has seen as annoying for 2 decades now. Sending you support, dear. Hysterical. I feel like I'm absolutely ready to stop being so available in my heart. Well, and I don't, I feel like I see, like, that's what I meant in terms of seeing that high priestess energy there, which is like high priestess is like, I need to point out, high priestess is fine with being like, it's like high priestess is like feeling fine with being misunderstood, you know? It's like coming to terms like with, like, that's the thing about those energies, which is like, it's just coming to terms with the fact that there's something about that, you know? Yeah, I feel backed into a corner sometimes. No, I understand, dear. But again, I feel like that's why, because I keep on seeing with those two cards, especially with like the Fool or the High Priestess, it can often feel the space by which both of those contexts is a space of others not necessarily understanding, right? Like that's where that can sometimes come from. Yep. But when they don't tell you they're inspired, and I feel that internal snarl, I know, dear. Sending you support on that journey. And Julia, your subscription is ending soon if you'd like to renew. Some of the energy feels maternal to the degree I feel judged by my choices. Well, the space by which, like, the thing is, like, even in the space by which we navigate choices, I like to point out that when we're in a healthy space, we don't judge others' choices. We honor those energetic choices, right? Yeah, it's incredibly innocent until I feel their fear. I get it. I get it, Grace. But I also see like don't be upset that someone has fear. You know, it's not their fault that they feel fear about things. Like that's why, like, again, you can't like, if someone, you can't blame someone if that's how they feel it. You just have to, yeah, you have to kind of forgive them for their fear. You can try to help them through it, but it's like, most people don't want to carry fear. But that's why when we're doing the healthy work, we do the healthy work to be able to address our fears, to be able to carry it better. Yeah, insecurity. Oh, thank you, Grace. Sending you support. Yeah, I understand. I know it's hard. This is really hitting me. Shadow work has been the priority. I get it totally, Haley. It's incredibly crucial. No, the math example. Thank you. I'll sit and cry to release, and I know it's coming. I've been feeling like I've done work for others. I mean, like that's, it's what we do. It can be hard. What a great perspective shift. Yeah, the nervous giggle of fear. Oh, that was my dad sending you support, Nikki. The new math is dumb. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, because you don't want to know exactly. That's funny. Hold on a minute. Hi there. How are you doing, Wendy? Oh, I appreciate that, Kath. Thank you for that. So you'll be first tomorrow and you'll have an additional card. Patch, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Yep. Isolating, yeah, isolating, but with confidence. Like it's an intentional isolate. Like it's like, comes with the territory. Oh, thank you, Haley. Thank you for being here as well. You can't get better with animal cards. Oh, what? I mean, what am I saying otherwise? Wait, I understand. Yeah, purely based on the vibes of the day for me. I get it. Honor, yes. You're so welcome. You got it. Yeah, you got to. I mean, I'm not the one that said that first. I'm not the one that said that first. Somebody else said that too. You know, you can't if someone, and here's the thing, when we're not doing our shadow work, we operate in fear and we don't know what we're doing. Sound like someone familiar? All right. Ooh, a dream. Excellent. Oh, another one with me in it? That's wild, Yaz. All right, let's continue right now. Okay. Oh, you always tell us, you can get better with the animal card. It's all right. You just gotta, it's like it's a continuation. It's like, some days some days you're on, sometimes you're not. All right, let's continue right now. Before we continue, so the next person we're reading for today is Wendy. Wendy, if you're here, can you let me know if we're doing a general or if you have a specific question? And I've got the animal spirit guide card here. It's not supposed to be a demoralizing. It is something to help you get comfortable with giving, like, with taking that leap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The eagle. What is a ram goose, Ella? I love when you guys combine the animals. All right, I've got you, Wendy. I'm going to pin up Wendy here, guys. Make sure to give Wendy some love. Looking for guidance in relationships, direction on current state. I got you. Okay. And one more. You cannot let that past experience shape your present. I keep on hearing sometimes there are isolated incidents, you know? Um, and I feel like there's something about like I keep on hearing like a healthy relationship is not an eggshell dance. Like and often I keep on saying sometimes we don't realize that we're in an unhealthy relationship until we start hearing the words you should have known. We shouldn't know anything. There's not a single thing. It's funny too because we were just talking about like I keep we talk a lot about this here. Being a mind reader is a nice to have in a relationship. It's not a need to have. It shouldn't be something that is it shouldn't be something that is required to be able to facilitate a healthy partnership. And I like to point out, like when energy is often in the space of saying you should have known, it's like nobody should know anything. We should communicate. We should tell each other things, is what I keep on saying. You should have known is one of the most unhealthy things to say in partnership because it's literally the space by which another person says, I'm not comfortable expressing my feelings and I'm just expecting that your intuition is gonna steer the ship on this relationship, right? Like it should not. It's like if we want things, if we want things, we use our words. And often when someone's in a you should have known mentality, what they don't realize is they're going around silently testing things all the time. You know, like it should not like relationshiip should not feel like a constant test where we need to try to anticipate another's needs perfectly. And so that's what I keep on seeing and I keep on hearing. If you went through that with someone, like, don't like not everybody's like that. But often we leave relationships like that and we feel like we are the worst. We leave a relationship like that and we feel like we are absolutely the worst thing that's ever existed because another person is continually telling us what a bad job we're doing instead of telling us what we should be doing. And I keep on hearing like the message from your guides is saying, remember, a healthy relationship, we tell each other what we should be doing all the time. That's how things get done. So I think this is really important because I see two different things that are happening for you right now. Like, I see something potentially positive coming towards you, but I almost feel like there's some kind of anxiety of something going the same way that it went in the past because of an experience like that. And I keep on hearing like the way to fortify upon that is healthy communication, which is saying to someone, it's a promise that you make to another person that says, if there's something you need, please tell me. If there's something I'm not doing that I could be doing better, let's talk about it, right? Like it's saying to me, like the space by which we check in with each other is the space by which we tell each other at every moment, I'm always willing, I'm always ready, willing, and able to have a reorienting conversation, which is the space by which we say to another person, if it feels like there's something that you're not receiving from me, please like articulate to me upon what that is because but in the space by which another person if a person is constantly saying that you're not showing up for them but they're not I keep wondering you can't have it both ways. You can't constantly say that someone isn't showing up for you but then not telling them what they could be doing more effectively, right? The healthy progress, the healthy breath of partnership is the space by which we articulate a need and then we arrive with the energetic solution. Like that's the symbiotic relationship of healthy partnership. It should not be one that it feels like you're constantly making mistakes because another person's perpetually making you feel like you have to guess what that is. So make sure that you're having that conversation. Make sure that you're articulating upon what that is, and make sure that you're having a clear understanding about what another person is looking for. Because something I'm just recognizing or identifying here is, and I keep on seeing, like if it, and I feel like in this, I just keep on hearing the same message coming through with the guides, which is remember that if you're saying to someone, I'm willing to do everything I can, but I can't read your mind, right? Like the space where you say to another person, I am willing to do everything I can, but I can't read your mind. Like that is not a solvable problem, because if it's a space by which you're literally saying to another person, but I mean, I like to point this out, someone who is trauma informed, like someone who's not in a healthy space, will fault you for not picking up their cues. They'll fault you for not reading their mind. Um, but that is, I keep on hearing, like, that is the shape of trauma. Trauma says, if you can't read my mind, you're gonna energetically pay the consequences. Don't let that, like, make sure you're having reasonable conversations as it relates to what one can effectively expect. Bottom of the deck, yeah, it's like again, like I'm getting here, like I keep wondering, make sure that you're not overly internalizing, right? Like I keep on hearing, like when we're in the space of healthy relationship, it's not just the work of one. It's like what's mutually shared. And so, I keep on seeing some kind of situation where I keep on hearing um like the articulation of being energetically consistent. Like if you're talking to someone upon what those manifestation goals are, um you know like make sure that you and another person are on the same page in terms of a manifestation goal, because this is giving me some type of energy. And I need to point this out, like a consistent, it's not needy to have a consistent need. It's like if we have an energetic standard and then we articulate upon what that standard is, that's not needy. But if you're in a situation where like you meet a need and then someone says, "Oh, you didn't do that right. I wanted it like this," and being like, "Okay, fine," but then being like, "No, and now this is the need." Right? The space by which the need is constantly changing, that is neediness. Neediness is the space by which the need is all over the place, and nothing you do, like like you meet one need and suddenly the need's over here. It's not needy to have a standard. A standard is having something that you can, and I like to point this out. Our standards and if we're ever worried about whether our standards are too high, okay, if you're ever worried about our standards being too high, if a standard is something that you would eagerly give another person, if it's something that you would not hesitate in giving another person, then that's usually the space by which we recognize that our standards are balanced. It's the moment that we say, no, no, this is my standard, it's different for you. Like that's when our standards are too high, because we're demanding exceptional standards, which says, no, this is the rule that I have, and this is the rule that you have. And no, no, I don't feel comfortable when you have the same rule. Your rule needs to be here. Like, make sure you're having a conversation with someone as to what those standards are. And again, it's not, I keep wondering, it's not about matching energy, right? It's not this space by which you say to another person, okay, fine, if you want that, like this is what I'll give you. It's a space by saying, like, is that something that you really want? By saying, is that something that you'll also give to me? Is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Wendy. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. The list is closed, but if you want to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. It is 3 cards for and I keep on I keep on hearing like fickle energy does not punish you for their fickleness, which is the space by which it's a space by which you're not constant. Like when we care about each other, we work not to be changeable in terms of our mind. is what I keep on hearing, which is not to say that we don't change our mind upon things, but I keep on hearing we're not constantly doing so, right? Because I keep on feeling like there's some kind of energy here as it relates to keeping up with someone in terms of what they're articulating that they're doing versus what's effectively happening. So I hope these messages help. Yeah, there's a lot here. Like I hope, and it's so funny because these two cards keep on coming back out. I hope these messages help. And I keep on hearing too, and I feel like this is also important, Wendy. Um, Emotions, honoring the emotions is not the space by which we're constantly telling each other how we feel all the time. It's the space by which we recognize like what emotions can be like. We don't give each other emotions and say, I'm feeling like this, do something about it. We tell each other what we can do to make our emotions better. So make sure someone's not like giving you their emotions like a puzzle box for you to figure out. Make sure that you're having conversations, not just about the fact that someone feels this way, but what one can effectively do about it. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Wendy. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now, and the list is closed. But if you'd like to be on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. All right. I'm done. Nikki, don't be done. A cackle. You guys, I would love that. The list is closed. Yep. Mine had feathers. Yes, getting comfortable with loss. You mean, yep. Should have typed eagle. It's affecting my self-esteem. It's affecting myself. I don't want it to affect your self-esteem. I meant eagle. Some spirit came over that said dog. I don't know. I can do that sometimes. Yeah, we're all prone to second guessing. Absolutely. I work on Monday, so yeah, Tuesday, hopefully. I love how invested you are. Sometimes I wish I didn't have the ability, but because it stresses me out. You're welcome, Jacob. I adore hearing the dream readings. I know, I love the dream readings too. My current girlfriend and I are breaking up. Ugh. And my ex-wife and I are trying to work things out to try again. Well, and I feel like there's something really important about making sure that you're navigating like what direction you're heading in, right? Like really, like I keep on seeing like really focusing on like what that path work is. And again, it has a lot to do with like building into consistency. Yeah, I need to learn how to articulate my words. Absolutely. Nope, we're not. We're no mind readings. It's a conversation. Having requirements isn't needy. Very well said. Thank you, Wendy. None of the or else type of energy. Absolutely. All right, friends. We're now going to get into one card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, go ahead and put your question in the comments. I'll be happy to pull a card for you. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can go ahead and become a super fan, and your super fan subscription will also entitle you to a card. Woof! Whose cards are these? 1 minute. On love for Alexandra. Um, Healthy energy is going to be consistent. It's not going to be just articulating upon how much passion they have for you. It's going to be recognizing like it's the conversation in terms of like how they're going to be able to show up for you consistently is all I keep on saying. Yeah, I feel like this is really important because especially like I feel like there's some kind of past karmic connection. You know, like this is feeling a lot like some kind of weight of someone. Like I feel like I keep on seeing someone who like locked themselves out of their life, out of your life because they thought that you were going to chase after them. You know, healthy energy does not require us to chase after each other. We run towards each other, not away from each other. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, the wolf energy. Energy that runs away from us wants something on their standards is what I keep on seeing, right? It's like we run with each other. We don't run away from each other. We just observe and identify what that work is all I keep on seeing. Bridget, I've got you one card. Hold on a minute. Where'd your question go? Ooh, one card on the proximity of the counterpart. Yeah. I mean, it says to me they're close. They're just not somewhere you go often, not somewhere you frequent a lot. I gotta tell you, every time I read for you on this energy, I don't know why, I keep on seeing them in some kind of bar setting. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they work at one, but it comes through every time. Every time I read for them, I see them in some kind of space where there's a lot of people and there's a lot of noise. It's almost saying to me they work in a place that you would typically avoid, is what I keep on getting. Haley, one card, please, highest priority. Um, keep working for your goals right now. You know, continue to have, I keep on hearing, continue to have faith in things, in the fact that things can get better. Don't lose hope right now. Animal spirit guide, yeah. Don't, I know that that there are some things right now that are testing your patience. Um, animal spirit guide, yeah. Like I feel like there's, it's funny because like as soon as I started doing this reading, I felt like this like wave of exhaustion. So I keep on seeing like prioritize the care of self, like take the rest you need. But also like I feel like this is you kind of building practices for yourself or habits that feel like they make you feel energetically stronger. Like I keep on seeing like there's something about that. Like there, I feel like this is you prioritizing the self, the whoop, that's interesting that that happened. Like that's what I mean too. Like especially in this space by which I feel like this is you letting go of energy that was too demanding upon you, and finding energy that's energetically supportive of being able to understand. I keep on hearing you need rest too. Per one card about whether the kitty's lonely. Oh, okay. Only when you're not there, you know? I don't know. Are you out of the house a lot? Is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, because it says to me, like the thing is like I don't really see them in the space by which they want someone else there so much as they want you there, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the stag energy. I keep on hearing like special connection, which is like not necessarily the space by which they're looking for someone else, but so much as I feel like they're very drawn to you, or you being there. Remember I said like it's funny because I said like every time I read for you on that, it's like radar energy. They feel braver when you're in proximity. Good to see you, V. Nikki, you got two cards coming through, Nikki, because you are our second highest. Yep, two cards for Nikki, highest priority. Yeah, like this is like again, it's saying to me, like every time I read for you right now, it's like we don't listen to ridiculous demands. Like it's the space by which another person makes a ridiculous demand that we don't even argue with them. We just say you're being ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it's like I keep wondering sometimes the ridiculous demand is the closure point. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in its reversal. Like when you're like when you're ready to see reason, talk to me, right? Like I keep on hearing not getting into an argument with someone, being like, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Like the space by which another person says something so absurd that we almost articulate and say, like, it's not even, not all conversations are worth having. Animal spirit. Yeah, the horse, right? I keep on hearing, um, the difference between being like someone saying you're never here, being like, it's not that you're never here, it's that you're driving me away, is what I keep on seeing you have to clarify to someone. Like I see someone being like, we never see you anymore, and being like, yeah, that's because you're driving me away. Right? Like it's a space by which someone can't articulate that you're not there if they're not making an environment that would be welcoming for you to be there. So make sure you clarify to someone and say, like, recognize this is not me steering clear. This is not me steering clear. This is you driving me away. Like make sure that you're being energetically clear in terms of how you're experiencing something. One card on R, please, for Ava. Yeah, two of pentacles in its reversal. Um, I feel like there's something important in every time I read for somebody, I've got all this like woulda, coulda, shoulda energy. Like I keep on seeing someone that's playing out in their heads what they wish that they'd done. Like prior, like bottom of the deck. Yeah, like this is what I mean. Like it feels like somebody, like that's what I keep on seeing someone being like every time I read for this energy, I see like something happening that they're like jaws on the floor because it's like I keep on hearing like somebody being like, I thought we'd have more time together, right? But that's the thing about it. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, like while someone was it's like it's giving me like the energy of like it says to me like I feel like I gotta tell you, I keep on reading someone that had convinced themselves that when they were ready for partnership, that you were potentially the person that they might need want to approach about it. But that's what I keep on hearing. When we are ready for partnership, we don't keep energy in reserve, right? Like when we keep energy in reserve in relationality to who we want to build the future with, never are we so like off, like far afield, because it's like the space by which another person, like I keep on hearing, like you're not a retirement home for energy that has finished being a social butterfly, is what I keep on getting, you know? Yes, one card on time. Oh, that's wonderful. For Hannah, please. Oh, this is beautiful. I feel like I feel like it's beautiful. I feel like I see something that you do with them that's beautiful. Also potentially showing them something or taking them somewhere. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Chariot card and its reversal. Like understanding or recognizing the preciousness of an energetic connection. Animal spirit guide, please. Yeah, the blank, like the blank manifestation card, right? Like I feel like there's something about that. Like it says to me, like these are like I feel like this is you creating precious moments with them. Yep, absolutely. Julia, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. You're so welcome, Haley. Appreciate you as well. All right. Not a you see, that's what I meant. They're close to you, but they're in a void, is what I keep on hearing. Somewhere that you don't like going. Yep. I know. I'm never at a bar. Yeah, I know. One card about the past person. I don't know if I'm feeling their energy or what. I mean, you are. It says somebody's thinking about you a lot. Yeah, but like I keep on seeing I feel like it's like I almost keep on hearing someone be like working through the surprise and saying like I didn't realize that was the last conversation. I was argumentative energy loses someone and they constantly say I never realized that was the last conversation I would have with them. Thank you, Bridget. Because it's the energy of like when someone is too argumentative, it's the space of understanding that energies doesn't put up with it. Like healthy, I keep wondering like healthy energy does not put up like animal spirit guide, like healthy, yeah, healthy energy does not appreciate or welcome constant argument, is what I keep on hearing. Like I keep on seeing like somebody thought they were getting into a tete-a-tete with you, and I see you being like it's not a tete-a-tete. I keep on seeing like you're mortified by it. Like someone being like, "Oh, what?" Like it's giving me like somebody who's like doesn't realize how traumatized they are in the space by which they would talk to someone like that. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of like, "Oh, I was just we were going through a tete-a-tete. You were supposed to say something salty back to me." And I feel like it's somebody like I literally see someone being like, "I did not realize." Like I feel like they almost like It's like the space by which they were carrying trauma in terms of understanding. Like, I feel like they were being hyperbolic and you were being serious. You're probably the healthiest person they ever met, and they're realizing that. One card for Ruby on that move, please. Yeah, again, it's not if, it's when. I feel like there's something about you identifying and recognizing when that's something that you can do. Yeah, especially with the moon card, you know? I feel like there's something about that path work. Like, I keep on like it feels to me like there's a convert, like it's like there's a lot of moving parts to it, is what I keep on seeing. Like the energetic complications of like what you aspire to do versus what is energetically possible. Animal spirit guide. Um, yeah, especially with the salmon energy, you know, like I see, like I feel like this is a time of you figuring out if that's something that is like possible, or something that like like it almost says to me like it's like conversations of testing the waters to another person in relationality to a conversation. Especially with the salmon energy, like the ability of having to test the waters with another person to see how they feel about it. Yep, time to start. You're so welcome, Haley. He kept sending me occasional reels to see if one of them will catch. That's wild, Alexandra. Ella, one card, please, around two mother-related things that got broke during the move. Oh, okay. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, the moon card. Um, I feel like there's something I'm identifying here in relationality to. I feel like there's something I'm identifying here in relationality to the moon card that um I feel like it's speaking towards um like another's misconceptions of you, is what I keep on seeing, you know? Like I feel like I keep on seeing like there's something there about damaged misconceptions in relationality to um like another person's, like I keep on hearing like another person's like intentions versus how they're effectively um perceiving you, is what I keep on hearing. Yeah, and bottom of the deck on this. Yeah, like the four of pentacles in its reversal. Um when I keep on hearing like when we're not in a healthy space, we have a tendency of projecting, which is like the observation. I keep hearing like the observation of doing everything we can in the best way possible versus feeling like someone intentionally hurt us. I keep on seeing like when we're in a healthy space, we understand. When we're in a healthy space, we understand the difference between like what we would do differently versus another, like navigating choices. And I feel like what I'm really seeing there is like almost someone that's not being appreciative. Like I almost see somebody like not energetically being appreciative of the difference between. I keep on hearing entitlement is seeing choices instead of needs, right? Like is the space where which you observe and say like why did you make that choice instead of understanding that you are operating in a state of need, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with the sow energy, right? Like the ability or understanding of doing the best that we can, is what I keep on seeing around something. I feel like that is the difficulty point that I see, that's kind of you, like somebody going through something, like and potentially projecting that onto the outside of the self instead of like recognizing or identifying something about a situation. Yep, spot on. You're so welcome, Haley. I got you, Yaz. One card on the repetitive download I had. Oh, okay. Yeah, one card for Yaz on that. I know it. Yeah, I got it. Oh, it's already there. Um, so it has to do, I need to point this out. Like, I see somebody who has made you their energetic fixation point, right? Like energy that's in, and that is a koan. What you're hearing basically is a koan, because it's a koan because it's a message from the guides talking about the difficulty in relationality to navigating the desire to be with someone versus the space by which they're making the wrong choices. So I keep on seeing that. I almost see you kind of working through some kind of space where someone has chosen their energetic fixations, right? It's like the energetic, like they've made the choice to like choose their fixations over healthy connection. And that's why I keep on hearing the space by which you're identifying the fact that you said that someone is within reach, but you can't reach them, because it's the devil card talks about fixation. So it's often the space by which we understand that someone is accessible to us, but only in the space by which we accept their fixations. So I feel like that's kind of the message that's coming through in that koan that you're receiving, right? It's a bottom of the deck. It's impossible, right? Because I keep on seeing this is what's hard when someone's deep. Like, this is what's hard when someone is deep in the throes of something that we know isn't energetically healthy for them, because the space by which we come towards them is not the space by which we want to facilitate or condone something that they're doing. So that's why I keep on seeing the fact that that's why I was coming through in terms of saying they're there but out of reach, because the only way to reach them would be to let go of your standards, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the eagle energy, right? Like it's interesting because I feel like you're getting, like, that's confirmation of the fact that it's a koan, it's like it's a spiritual gift that the guides are giving you to help you heal from something, in terms of understanding the nature of a situation by which the only way you could reach out to someone or help them is by abandoning your standards in the process. Grace, one card. Can you elaborate on the who in my reading? Always my block when tied too closely. I got you. um, King of Cups in its reversal is speaking to me of this is saying to me, like, this is a lot of this like unhealthy karmic energy that you're working away from. I keep on seeing, like, there's some deep, I want to say there was some deeply needy energy around you that was depending on you, but at the same time making you feel like they were your emotional support system, is what I keep on hearing. Like, it's almost like the space of someone saying, like, you need me emotionally, right? And often, like, I keep on hearing, like, lazy energy will say you need me emotionally because they realize that they're not giving us anything practically. Is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, bottom of the, and that's a problem, because when you heal, right? When you heal, then the energy is like you look at someone being like, I don't need to off-source my emotional support system, right? The space by which another person tries to make you feel that they are the emotional like anchor to doing something. It's like the minute you kind of recognize and realize that that's awfully convenient, right? Like this, the space by which you recognize that another person making you feel like you're an energetic burden is awfully convenient for someone who doesn't want to do the work. Like, I feel like that's a little bit of the work that you're doing to heal from. Yeah. Yeah, because it's giving me ram energy, right? It's giving me a lot of that, like a lot of that ram energy is like the space by which another person, like that, like it's like I just keep on seeing like the space by which another person, um, like it's giving me like I'm good to like the highest degree, like articulating to another person, being like I don't need you in that vector. I don't need you in that capacity. We're just fine. And so I feel like this is often hard because I almost feel like it's somebody like it's somebody who is like being energetically forced to like confront the fact like I don't know why it feels like there's almost some energy around you where like chickens are coming home to roost, you know, like it's giving me some kind of identification point of something else like coming towards another person in relationality to like what they've said, like what they've said about you versus what others have found to be true is what I keep on seeing. There's something really significant and important there, you know. And Julia, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Absolutely, per. Oh gosh, Nikki. My therapist said to repeat to yourself, it's not my issue. I love that. I love that, Nikki. We haven't spoken since I moved last month. I got you. Hold on a minute. Happy Friday, Bridget. You're so welcome, Ruby. Have a beautiful evening. You're so welcome, dear. Very underappreciated. Sending you support on that, Ella. You're so welcome, Ella. Why always gone? Welcome, Hardy. One card on how they're feeling, please. Oh, bottom of the deck, Chrissy. I feel like I see somebody working on healing. I don't know if they're communicating to you about it, but you know, like the thing about the an energy that I keep on seeing is they need to work on their consistency, right? Like I feel like there's something about them being energetically consistent because every time I read for this energy, it's all over the place. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the earth dragon, right? I keep on hearing the same thing like following your bliss isn't doing anything you want all the time. It's recognizing and identifying what it is that you're energetically prioritizing. You're so welcome, dear. Yes, that feels very true. And I don't want to abandon my standards by answering that energetic call. Sending you support on that. The ram feel forced somewhat to say, are you seeing how are you seeing are yeah, to say, are you seeing how I see you? That can go either way. Absolutely, dear. You're so welcome. My friends, we've reached the conclusion of our reads today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving them. We will be back on tomorrow at our standard time, 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to get on the list for tomorrow, you can do so today and you'll get an additional card. If you'd like to become a subscriber, you can also hit become a super fan and that will entitle you 2 free one cards. If you missed the Daily Collective, it'll be up later today on the place where we keep the photos and videos. You'll also be able to find it as a podcast over on my Spotify and my Spot. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful afternoon. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And the biggest thank you to my mods. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.